Access Sacramento presents Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Major underwriting support this season for Hometown Sports Game of the Week on Access Sacramento is provided by the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission. Access Sacramento also thanks Sharif Jewelers, fine jewelers since 1932. Sharif Jewelers, a longtime sponsor of community television. And Folsom Lake Honda, a proud sponsor of Access Sacramento's Hometown TV and Game of the Week, and a partner in our community, Folsom Lake Honda.
Continue to probe deeper into the postseason. As we continue to probe deeper into the postseason, the field of teams in this Sac-Joaquin Section tournament continues to be reduced in all divisions. That includes D1, and tonight another sampling of an excellent matchup here at Inderkum High School. Tonight, Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week brings you the Davis Blue Devils visiting the Inderkum Tigers, 10-1 versus 10-0. Good evening and welcome to Tooker Field here on the campus of Inderkum High School, where tonight's action will take place, along with the Imperator of Analysis, Hall of Famer Jim Domino. I'm Will James. Welcome to you. It's playoff time. And I think finally we have a game, Jim, that is going to fulfill everything that we've been looking for 11 weeks. Very tantalizing matchup, teams of contrasting style.
Very contrasting. And I tell you, we got a beautiful night, little to no wind, crisp. Yes, the Blue Devils come in here to play Inderkum, probably the fastest team with deception that they played all year. Meanwhile, the power and the tough defense and the great running ability of the Blue Devils comes in here. Quite a contrast. Speed versus power. What's going to come out on top? And we're going to find that out here. You folks are in for a treat with two fine football teams that are well coached.
Well, visiting Davis comes in, as mentioned, with the 10-1 mark after some disastrous seasons, a couple of them 0 wins. New coach Steve Smite has turned things around for the Blue Devils. And mind you, this ball club has not lost on the road yet this season. And we know that Inderkum is undefeated. What a matchup.
What a matchup is right. And like we said, the fans are in for a treat. Having talked to Coach Stark during the week, he's very respectful of the job that Steve Smite and his staff has done at Davis. They got the whole city and town really excited about Davis football. And that hasn't happened for many, many years, Will, and that's great to see. And I could see that following when that bus pulled up tonight.
Well, they have that special hunger, the type of hunger that a team has when they have not tasted victory in a long, long time. Now, for the home team here, the Inderkum Tigers, Terry Stark's outfit, undefeated again. He just keeps racking up sensational regular season schedules, and here he is, 10-0, coming out after a bye last week.
Well, he has set the bar here with 158 victories at this school alone here at Inderkum, and in his coaching career, over 200 victories. So what a great thing. And, of course, the Blue Devils, they got off to a great start. They had to go down and play Grigori and came away with an easy victory, getting an early lead, and then pounding up 445 yards, led by, of course, Barksdale, their all-round athlete, Carroll, their quarterback, and their hard-nosed north-south running back Vaughn and went off to a 41-7 route.
A little different path for Terry Stark's ball club. With the league championship and their great record, they got a bye, so they were idle last week. They've had 2 weeks off since their last outing, which was a toughie against upstart Roseville under Coach Catalico.
Yes, it was, and Coach Stark knows it was tough, and he said that they had to earn it. And in the last 3 weeks, they've had to learn to play with adversity, staring them in the eye. And he said the first 5-6 games of the season was easy, and the last 3 victories were tough victories with Roseville, and of course Yuba City being real tough. This bye week helped them healing a few wounds, and they come in here ready, getting a few guys back who they're going to try to see in action tonight. So again, the rest, the preparation was good for Coach Stark's ball club.
Well, we always talk about impact players that will have a heavy hand in the outcome of tonight's contest. And as far as Coach Smite and the Blue Devils are concerned, their dauntless ball club is stacked.
Well, take a look at that. Let's start with Luke Carroll, their quarterback. That left-hander is having a fine year, throwing for almost 1,500 yards, 34 touchdowns. Payne Barksdale, probably the best athlete on our team, and you'll see him play multiple positions tonight. Taylor Vaughn, the hard-nosed running back, is just under 1,000 yards, probably will go over tonight. And on defense, they're led by Patton Miller, having 2 sacks, 26 tackles, and then look at number 44, Zach Brooks, 106 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 3 fumble recoveries, heading for a banner year. Donovan Garvin in that secondary, outstanding athlete, with having a tremendous year with picks, leading the team in picks.
Well, Terry Stark's ball club, the wing tee synonymous with speed, deception, and success, and they are on the prowl tonight. They bring a tenacious effort, and they too are stacked.
They are. J.J. Ray, the veteran quarterback, has had almost 3 years experience at quarterback, 16 touchdowns, having a terrific, what a leader. Aaron Aspero, hard-nosed running back, and one of the many running backs that Coach Stark has. Joe Taylor anchoring that front line at center. And then Willie Hardy, two-way starter. Yes, he's listed as a defensive impact player, but watch him in offense as well, has 8.5 sacks, and we'll talk about their sacks later. This team has over 40 sacks. Sean Schweitzer having a tremendous year with 50 tackles, 3 sacks, 3 fumble recoveries. And then that other linebacker, Michael People, 84 tackles, 3 sacks coming in here. They have a lot of speed on both sides of the football, and that's we're going to see if that powerful Davis team can handle this.
Yes, we will see if they can handle it. Both teams are going to find out a lot about each other tonight. They'll be probing for weaknesses, trying to go to their strong suit, and the crowd that is still filing in to Tooker Field tonight, I'm quite sure will be excited on lots of big plays tonight that we can anticipate. So we got the table set for you here at Inderkum High School. This is a Division I quarterfinal rounder, and the winner moves on, one and done for the loser. Stay with us. When we come back, our buddy, that's right, our buddy Lauren Goodman will have more on tonight's big game. Stick around.
To Maddie, congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
How'd you manage that anyway?
I started tracking my spending, changed a couple of habits.
Wow, I'm kind of living paycheck to paycheck right now. I don't even know how I'm doing it.
Well, have you tried saving a little?
I want to, but where's that money gonna come from? Bill collectors, they're the worst. Am I right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
Not home.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Oh, listen now, can you hear the bluebirds? Oh, look up now, can you feel the sun?
Welcome to the show tonight. We're at Inderkum High School for a Division I quarterfinal round ball game. Host Inderkum taking on the visiting Davis Blue Devils. This should be a contest of considerable ferocity. We've scouted these teams thoroughly. They bring plenty. And Coach Domino, I think this is anybody's ball game tonight.
Well, I would say so. Both clubs come in here with 10 victories, one being undefeated, the host Inderkum. But certainly Davis comes in here with a great record of 10-1, winning on the opening round, while the Tigers were resting on bye last week. And according to Coach Stark, they needed that bye to rest up a number of their players. It gave them also an opportunity to see that ball game live and not just on film, where Davis handled Grigori quite easily last week and come in here. Like I said, Coach Smythe has turned that program around. It's like the Davis of old, and he's got the whole city excited as they come in here to play Inderkum. It's quite contrasting style. We're going to see power of Davis and a big front, probably the biggest lineman in the city, come in here playing the speed and the deception of the wing T Inderkum Tigers. Coach Stark knows that wing T probably as well as anyone, having played for Coach Brown and Coach Kundert, learning it at an early age and then perfecting it here at Inderkum with many, many wins. So, Will, I'll tell you that. I'm looking forward to this game in many ways, power versus speed and deception, and we'll find out who is the winner tonight. The folks are in for a great treat.
No doubt, and certainly a ball game like this could hinge on what we talk about frequently, and that would be mistakes, penalties, and turnovers. The team that plays the cleanest game and appears to be the most mistake-free, I think, will have smooth sailing tonight, because this is going to be a hard-hitting contest and a lot of gambling and ball hawking going on out there to try to generate turnovers.
Well, I would say so. But as we know, MPT plays a role in every ball game we've had this year, and those mistakes, penalties, and turnovers can prove costly. And as a coach, of course, you're always wanting to know if you're going to beat us, why? Beat us on the field, and we don't want to give the game to you. So let's not self-destruct, and that's where those mistakes, penalties, and turnovers come into play.
Well, cooler conditions, quite an understatement. 57 degrees presently here in North Natomas, and that number will drop as the evening progresses, but I think there's going to be plenty of hot action on the field to neutralize the chill tonight. And again, this is a single elimination scenario, regardless of any undefeated records that are being put on the line. You got to win to continue, and there's the full gambit of our weather conditions. Just a slight whisper of a breeze and visibility crystal clear here in North Natomas. Inderkum, beautiful sports facility here at Tooker Field, and in all their ball diamonds in this vast area of student athletics. But the focus tonight on the football field in this, the CIF Sac-Joaquin Section Football Championships, as mentioned, quarterfinal round play. We're going to come right back and continue our pregame from Tooker Field right after this message.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Welcome to the big show. It's Access Sacramento's hometown sports game of the week. We're at Inderkum, where tonight the host Tigers take on visiting Davis High in this quarter-final round playoff game. Let's join our partner down at field level, Lauren Goodman. What you got, Goody?
Well, guys, we talked about the two different styles that these two teams have, but they also have two unique coaches that are leading the way for each team. Now, coming in for the number 6 Davis Blue Devils, they are led by Steve Smite. Now, he's only in his first year coaching, and he's coming in with a 10-1 record overall, but he also has some previous coaching experience. He did 2 tours at UC Davis, a year at Boise State, and also this is his second tour, actually, back at Davis High School. So he's leading the Tigers. He's very optimistic and very proud of their work they've done this far. Now the home Tigers are led by Terry Stark. He's the 15-year guy, and they are the number 2 Tigers. Now he's coming in with 158 wins tonight. He's had 14 out of the 15 seasons, 10+ wins. His best season came in 2009, where he went 13-1. He also has 12 league titles and an overall playoff record of 22-13. Now tonight is the first ever matchup between these two ball clubs. Blue Devils are coming in to face the Tigers. They have no series history, but these two teams have a common opponent. Now in week 0, Inderkum Tigers, they took on the Elk Grove Thundering Herd. Even though the Herd had over 470 yards in the rushing, they were able to hold off because of their early start and get into the game early. Elk Grove wasn't be able to come back. And then in week 3, Davis took on their conference opponents. Their only one loss tonight this year came from the Elk Grove Thundering Herd, and you see they got a great start, and they had the shutout in the 4th quarter. We'll see how tonight ball game rolls out. Will.
Thanks, Goody. Nice presentation, and this will be a humdinger. So don't wander off. We're going to come right back and check out our opening kickoff and tonight's starting lineups here at Inderkum High School.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it.
You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
have reached game time. Visiting Davis won the coin toss and elected to defer. And we're just about ready to get this thing going. Teams making final preparations along the respective sidelines. And this is an eagerly awaited matchup, one that could be one of the best games thus far this season.
Without a doubt, Will, as we said, the officials coming out on the field, a veteran crew. This is a matchup we've been waiting for. And obviously in playoff competition, it's one and done. So that's you pull out all stops here. There's nothing to save it for as a coach, believe me. Once again, the band is marching off, a great intercom band. It's marching off as we get ready for the kickoff.
Well, the officials have such a tremendous responsibility. There's been widespread criticism as usual, but it's a tough job and I wouldn't want it myself. But the Davis Blue Devils kicking off from our left to our right, wearing their road whites with the navy trousers, and of course Inderkum in their customary navy trimmed in gold. Kickoff is going to come down short, taken outside the 10-yard line. And a spirited run back that reaches the 30 before it's shoved backward.
Return out to near the 30.
And Lewis with the return. Let's take a look. 18 yards on that return. And J.J. Ray at the quarterback position, sharing the backfield with Hardy, Espero, Watson, Lewis, and Lane, the receivers. Lane, the tight end. And there's an excellent offensive line that has an assignment this evening of protecting Ray and opening up some holes for this excellent brigade of running backs. First and 10 from the 30. Big hole off the left side and a spinning burst across the 35. About a 6-yard pickup on that carry, registered by Willie Hardy. And here's the defense that's going to have to stop this crew. Front four, Allen, Miller, Christian, and Minamui, and then the backers are going to be critical tonight to plug the holes. Brooks especially, 44. He's got better than 100 tackles and 4 deep in the secondary. So 2nd and 5 after gain of 5. Lots of movement in that Inderkum backfield.
Yeah, they got an audible call.
Well, the first play from scrimmage is busted, and it's a timeout taken by Terry Stark, and he doesn't look very happy right there.
Well, he's not. He's got a 2nd and 4, but apparently he didn't get the signal from the bench, and J.J. Ray, the veteran quarterback, was changing the play, but not to Coach Stark's liking. So he figured, you know, why waste a down? I'll use a timeout.
Beautiful evening tonight in North Natomas. Certainly a chill factor, but clear visibility for long distance and no wind factor to make things uncomfortable for the fans or to disrupt anything in the air. Passing.
All right, we go, gentlemen.
Well, that was an awfully strong voice. We got some officials with some strong tonsils out there. 2nd and 5 from the 40. Split backs behind Ray. Turn and give. Blasting off the right side. About a 6-yard run. Good for a first down. What do you see, Jim?
Well, the big tackle, big tank is starting to shove people around, and a little bit after the whistle.
Nice hole there. Brooks, part of the stop, 44. Help from the secondary. First down. Football parked just across the Inderkum 40. We're just underway here. Nice to have you with us. Roll, look, throw, a high lob. 2 receivers out there. Caught inside the 25-yard line. How about that? Excellent concentration on that play. The tackle made by Donovan Garvin.
Well, downfield, John Lane all by himself down there. Had two defenders down there. Number 8, John Lane, picking up about a 30-yard pass. Ray, under duress, really threw it off his back foot.
38 yards on the completion there, and it's a big gain to the 22-yard line. So the first big play belongs to Inderkum through the air, not their fort, but clicking on that one. Turn and fake. They reverse it, broken tackle, and finally subdued near the 15-yard line on the play. Getting up off the bottom after a concerted effort for the tackle was Miles Brower Douglas. Let's take another look on the carry by Aspero.
A great misdirection play here. A nice drive going for the Tigers.
2nd and 4. They work to the near side, and then along the hash, they get to the 9-yard line before being shoved back on the play.
Well, once again, Aspero with another gain. Yards after contact, well, they better start tackling these speedy backs because they're not only speedy, but they're running with power. Their yards after contact here today have been really for the size of their backs. Davis is going to have to get some help and get more people at the ball.
Brooks teaming with Joey Asta on that last tackle, but it's a 1st and goal from the 9 as the Tigers work off the left hash. And they work that way, near side. The play strung out of bounds at about the 6-yard line. So good lateral containment that time to stop Watson. But he's a dangerous runner at any time.
Well, he is. And when you got runners like Aspero and Watson that'll run misdirection and counters, and then you got the big guy, Willie Hardy, running hard inside the tackles, Will, to keep you on balance.
Well, it's essentially no gain. The football's parked at the same spot inside the 10. So there's a good look at that defensive front, and there's the Inderkum O. 7th play of the drive. Inderkum trying to hit pay dirt here. Ray rolls, throws to the end zone, wide open touchdown Tigers. Well, that play was wide open, and Lane, another touchdown reception on a soft strike delivered by J.J. Ray.
Well, anytime you got that play action, boy, he froze that secondary, Will. There was nobody near Lane. Wide open, and J.J. hit him.
6-0, first blood drawn. They line up as if to kick and do, and it is good on the PAT by Berger. 7-0 Inderkum, and here's how they got on the scoreboard. This receiver was undefended. We'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Na 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 na, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
Yay!
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Here's the Berger kickoff, and he gets plenty of it. It falls short, though, bounding inside the 10, and here's the run back. Straight up the middle and below average field position upcoming for Davis. They'll be working from their 19-yard line. Barksdale with the run back.
19-yard line.
Well, that big play in that drive, 2 minutes and 51 seconds to march. Practically 65, 70 yards for the touchdown. Well executed, 7 plays. And of course that 38-yard reception will set that all up.
John Lane on the receiving end of that toss and on the receiving end of the TD. So he's already made impact with 2 big catches, and it's produced a 7-0 Inderkum lead here just a few minutes into the ball game. And an early timeout here before Davis even runs a play. And it was a quick call by our game referee tonight. So the Davis offense working uphill now, facing a 7-0 deficit. Carroll at quarterback, the junior, has a strong arm. Vaughn, a terrific running back. Barksdale, Busana, and Chambers, excellent receivers. Asta, the tight end. And this O-line is really going to have to play up tonight against a blitzing, rampaging, ball-hawking defense that has registered better than 40 sacks on the season.
Well, they certainly will, and they have the size up front, and we're going to find out if they have that mobility to take care of these fast linebackers in secondary who come up quick from that secondary and pursue the football.
So Carroll out of the pistol. They hand off and run to the near side, and that play is chopped up and dropped. Nothing doing on that carry. Well defended as they gave the pill and stayed on the ground. This defense has had its moments this year, and certainly we're glad to see number 4, an outstanding ball player who has shaken off an injury and filled that inside backer position very well. That would be Tyus, Josiah Tyus, and their entire unit is very quick to the ball. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8. No. Okay, they're trying to feel out a soft spot. That was not it as Barksdale got drilled.
Well, as we talked in the pregame, Will, that's a big front and a big offensive line, but they've never faced the speed, the overall team speed of a team like the Tigers.
Bring up 3rd and 8.
People with the stop, another one of those outstanding linebackers. That'll bring up a 3rd and 8. No gain on that previous play. Blue Devils working from their own 21 early here in the first quarter, and now another stoppage and another timeout. It's taken by Davis. So the coaching staff seeing things they don't quite like and want to talk it over again.
Well, they do, and Coach Smite is talking to his quarterback and the whole team in general. And he's used 2 of his 3 timeouts here in the first 5-10 minutes. And I think that it's so hard to mimic the speed of the Tigers during the practice week, Will. Believe me. They are finding out that they better knock people off the ball and keep their feet moving, because the Tigers have a lot of people at the ball quickly, and maybe misdirection or play action will be in order instead of waiting to 3rd down.
Now the team's back out onto the field, and Davis facing a 3rd and 8 from its own 21-yard line. Single wideouts left and right. Carroll to throw over the middle, a short hookup, short of a 1st down, shoved back from the 25-yard line, just a short pickup. Asta, the tight end, with the grab, dropped immediately by Sean Switzer and company. That'll bring up a 4th and 5 and a probable punt.
Well, once again, punting from approximately the 20-yard line, and I would say that Inderkum will get good field position somewhere between the 40 and the 50.
High but short on the punt. They let it roll, and it takes a little bit of a Davis roll, helping out the net yardage there, and downed at about the 37-yard line, and that is where the Tigers will take over.
Well, he's pretty much punting with his average there. punting 35, 40 yards and consistent 30-yard punts, but he got a nice 10-yard roll there, 38-yard punt, including that 10-yard roll off the bounce.
Brendan Garvin doing the punting tonight for the Blue Devils. First play of this series. They come to the near side on a sweep and get outside with some speed, but a penalty marker dropped in that Inderkum backfield. Watson's run was a minimal gain, but we'll see about the penalty.
Going to be a hold on the Tigers.
So the Tigers dig
Holding.
a little deeper hole.
Offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay first down.
They replay first down, near side running and speed to the outside, but covered up before it's a big breakaway, and Watson
And
again.
number 7, Dino Watson. Brought down by number 10, Joey Astor.
Well, Watson picked up some yards, but not all of it.
You're going to see Joey Asta, number 10, come up and shut this down with a nice tackle.
Good team pursuit by Davis, and that's what they're going to have to do. Second and long now. Will JJ go to the air with play action pass here on second down?
Football just outside the Tiger 30, and he wants to go upstairs, fires a bullet over the middle, and a diving reception out there across the 40-yard line. No, he trapped it. They are not going to allow the catch. Lewis, a nice effort there.
Incomplete. They bring up third and long for the Tigers.
Well, apparently they had an ineligible receiver or illegal lineman downfield.
Let's take a look and see about the pass. Oh, gee whiz, that was right in his chest. Maybe he just didn't corral it.
Well, the question is Davis going to take the penalty or not?
We're about to find out.
We got ineligible receiver downfield on the offense. That penalty's refused. Third down.
Penalties decline. It'll be third and 15 for Inderkum.
So Davis rolls the dice. They decline, and they're going to go ahead and play the 3rd and 15 straight up. And whistles are going to kill this play.
Well, they're getting, because quarterback Ray, JJ, is not letting his team set for 1 full second. So he's got illegal procedure against him again.
5-yard penalty, still third down.
And that's their third penalty already here. And we're only into this game about 6 minutes, and they've got 3 penalties against them. So now, 3rd and miles, Will.
Yeah, I'd say 3rd and a good couple of miles there. They need to pick up 20, and that would have to get them just about to midfield. So here we are, J.J. Ray on a big 3rd down. He wants to throw over the middle, got a man open as Sparrow, gets away from one defender and is a foot race. 2 defenders after him, he's at the 25 to the 20. Big speed to the goal line. Touchdown, Tigers. We do see a flag. Well, our eyes in the sky are calling that a block in the back, and we'll get clarification from our lead official, Terry Lockett.
Got an illegal block in the back on the offense. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Play results in a first down.
Well, I'll tell you.
Illegal block to the back by Inderkum.
Watch a sparrow here.
But still a huge gain because of a first down and 10 at the Davis 29.
First down, Tigers. They come to the near side. A big hole, watch out. And that is a touchdown for the Tigers. Dino Watson.
13-0 Tigers.
A 29-yard burst on straight heat. And the Tigers stretch out. They overcome a couple of penalties and they go up on top. 13-zip, trying to increase. Berger on for the PAT. Plenty of foot into that one, and he's got it. 5-11 mark. Late first, and here's how the Tigers stretched it out, courtesy of Mr. Watson and big-time speed. Stay with us. More to come on the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Berger's kickoff comes down at the 9-yard line, and it's going to be a minimal return out just across the 20. And Payne Barksdale has the run back, and it's clear that Davis has not yet settled in, while the Inderkum Tigers look pretty comfortable.
Yes, very comfortable, and they're going to have to settle down. And right now, their inability to cope with the speed up front. And like I said, that they have a sizable line, but can they run with the Tigers?
On first down, direct snap, and a run to the near side is gobbled and eaten alive with 3 Tigers defending on the play. Among them, boy, that was excellent pursuit. Switzer, 15, getting help from inside backer Michael People.
Thank the California Correctional Peace Officers Association, GoFan, Gatorade.
No gain, second and 10.
Well, Levante Davis game, this game's it's only in its infancy, Will, but they've got to be able to throw the football early downs, because right now Inderkum is packing the box and saying, hey, throw the football. Go ahead, but we're stopping your run.
They try to go wide to the left side, and nothing doing. Too much lateral containment out there, and that play was chopped up before it really got started. And Chambers, the wide receiver, not enough speed to get outside, and that's his fort.
Well, if you see that play again, you'll see their lineman Davis trying to pull, and the defenders are running right by that offensive line.
So far, 5 plays from scrimmage, 7 yards to show for it. Gain of 1, 3rd and 9. Now he wants to throw, fires low and incomplete.
Incomplete pass will bring up 4th and 9 for Davis.
Punt formation shown by the Blue Devils. Brendan Garvin to do the booting, standing just outside his 5-yard line, but whistles are going to halt this play. And one of the Tigers coming to the near sideline and being replaced. Might be an equipment problem.
Well, number 12 coming into the football game, Jeremiah William Young. And
here's the punt. Again, they let it roll, and it trickles out of bounds at about the Inderkum 42 or so. So excellent field position after another good defensive stop.
Out of bounds at the 43-yard line.
36 yards on the punt by Garvin.
CIF again would like to thank.
So with 3:39 left here in the first, the Inderkum defense has done a great job setting up the offense with these consecutive stops.
Well, yes, and with this timeout coming up to the sideline, I'm sure Coach Smite over there is talking to his ball club, trying to encourage them on they've got to really get up and move, carry out their blocks, protect the quarterback, and sustain their blocks is, I think, their biggest issue now, because when that ball is snapped, the Tigers are just, getting off the football, getting to the football, and it's quite apparent that the big Davis Lyman can't get to the defenders.
Well, let's take a look at some of the points that you isolated prior to the game.
Well, winning up front. And right now, early in this contest, we're seeing, quite frankly, the quicker front, defensive front of the Tigers is winning up front at this point in time with a long way to go. Clock management, we thought maybe that power run game of the Davis Blue Devils would use the clock and keep the ball away from the potent Tiger offense, and it hasn't happened. And the mistakes, penalties, and turnovers, why we haven't had many. There's been numerous penalties against the Tigers.
And we'll come back to the matchups in a moment as they run a quick play here and a flag flies.
Snap. Got a false start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
That is penalty number 4 on the Tigers. It does not appear to have hurt them on the scoreboard, but those are gunshot wounds to the foot.
Well, they certainly are, and then they make up for it. And Coach Stark has got a host of running backs that can really go to the house, and he varies them quite a bit with fresh legs. So you got to stay at home with their counteraction.
They go quick, and there's a quick opener right up the middle. It's going to be a short gain that's going to carry out across the 40. And Willie Hardy had his hands on the football that time.
Well, as you watch Zach Brooks here do a job, number 44, making a nice tackle, bringing Willie down.
Well, he has earned his keep in his sophomore and junior years. Brooks, that is, one of the premier tacklers. Inside running, not much. They get back all the penalty yardage in a little bit, but it's going to bring up a tough situation at midfield.
Well, they've got a 3rd and 7 here, Will, and will they go play action and roll out? And once again, find wide open receivers. They found Lane wide open, and they've found a Sparrow open wide open. Let's see what they go to off this play action.
3rd and 6, ready to throw, fires right, a leaping grab inside the 45-yard line, and boy, did he go up and get that one.
Well, you talk about athletes, and there you have it.
Welcome back,
Javide Daniels, who's been out all year, Will.
Huge play for a first down.
Beautiful catch, great hands on the play. Gain of 11, first down Tigers. They'll be working from the Davis 43. Thus far, J.J. Ray has been on target and has engineered 172 total yards for the Tigers. They worked left. The run play chopped down by Brooks again.
Gain of about 3 for the Tigers.
Football spotted just outside the 40. This is a critical time right now for the Davis defense to get a stop. I really don't think they would be comfortable trying to come back from 21, although it is ultra early.
It is early. They're in a 4-man front now, and they're trying to drop 7 in the pass coverage.
2nd and 7, working left again. And first down yardage inside the 30. Nice effort there, and Espero part of that excellent core of runners.
CIF would also like to thank Adventist Health.
Yeah, as we look at it again, once again, look at him turn the corner. Pretty good blocking. It's almost everything in Coach Stark's playbook is working well right now.
Payne Barksdale with the tackle. Football right at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 Tigers. Short yardage, picks up a yard or so.
The run up the middle.
Well, it's 2nd down and short, and they're up tempo now. They're getting up front. Watch the Tigers race to the line of scrimmage and get that play off as quickly as they can.
Motion in the backfield. And tripped up, but staying on his feet, sweep left and make something out of nothing to the 20-yard line.
By number 42 of the Blue Devils.
Maybe a bit more than that. Watson making his presence known here with some outside speed.
Well, it's unfortunate Lucas Griffiths blitzed for the Blue Devils there and had a piece of the quarterback before the handoff, but he couldn't put him down.
Is there confusion with our chain gang? That's an apparent first down. 8th play of the drive upcoming. Working now from the Davis 20. Espero cuts it again, and touchdown Tigers!
Hand up number 2, Aaron Espero.
From the 20. Aaron Espero. On the board for the 3rd time in the quarter, the Tigers pulling away. Berger on for the PAT, so far 2 for 2 tonight. Snap, spot, blast, and got it. Another look at the Tigers' 3rd touchdown. Aaron Espero doing the honors for the Speedy Tigers, pulling away from the Blue Devils. We'll be back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Inderkum Tigers set to kick off following their 3rd touchdown of this first quarter. It's short, taken at about the 9-yard line. Barksdale finds a hole and powers up and gets out across the 30 for a little bit of breathing room. And that's the best starting field position they've had so far. 9 seconds left here in the first, a first that has been dominated by the host Inderkum Tigers. Team speed, certainly one of their best attributes, and they did a beautiful job demonstrating that in this first quarter. Well, they send Chambers out to the near side, everybody else packed in tight. Wow, delay on that handoff, and it cost him.
Well, it did, and once again, that delay, the defense is all over him.
Well, we have played one, and we may have an official statement here, but the first quarter has expired here at Inderkum High, and the Hometown Sports Game of the Week is watching the Inderkum Tigers dance 21-0. We'll be right back.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
It has been a one-sided affair this evening so far at Inderkum High. Espero of the Tigers, 102 yards of his own. Inderkum, 223. Left-handed gunner, a leaping try and incomplete. Give credit for the effort, but incomplete. Chambers, the intended receiver. In tonight's game so far, Davis has managed just 8 yards. And that is rather diminutive compared to the 223 for the Tigers.
Well, Belton made a great play. The corner, LaRon Belton on a Chambers making a really big-time effort leaping in the air on that dart that Carroll threw to him here, Will.
Motion in that Davis backfield, and Carroll to throw, has time. Out to Barksdale, and it's incomplete. He got strung out on that play. Willie Hardy was going to send him all the way over to downtown Sacramento, and fortunately incomplete.
We bring up 4th and 9 for the Blue Devils.
Well, once again, it's 3 and out for the Blue Devils. And thus far, we got a long way to go, but I don't think that many people out there realize that this Inderkum defense is pretty good.
Whistles are going to stop play here. We've had a number of these tonight. Evidently a full timeout, and Terry Stark wants to talk it over with his Tigers. Let's keep it right here and take a look at some things we have yet to see tonight, but probably will. And you isolated the keys and the matchups.
Well, yes. Let's go to matchups and power versus speed. Now, thus far, we haven't seen that power running game that Davis is known for, with Big Taylor Vaughn leading that attack. And, of course, Barksdale and Turner as well. Multiple sets of Davis versus the wing T. We've seen a lot of wing T. We've only seen 9 downs from Davis.
4th and 9. Let's see if they play it straight. They do. And again, another punt short, but they get a good roll out of it. And it's downed inside the Tiger 20. 48 yards on that. Very effective, no return.
All right, back to matchups here. We said the mobile sets of Davis versus the wing T of Inderkum. Now, I don't know if anyone in the area runs a wing T as good as or better than Terry Stark's Tigers. They've been doing it for years and years and years. They're quick, they're deceptive, they handle the ball well. And then, of course, the league versus league. And we'll go back to this.
Not this time. The Blue Devils anticipating that, waiting for it, and they shut that down. Brooks right in the middle of that stop, number 44.
Well, he's been in the middle of many stops. What an outstanding year he's had with over 100 tackles.
Yeah, he just introduced himself to Willie Hardy.
And
we know that they had a bye last week.
Yes. We'll come back to it.
2nd and 10 outside right. Got a block. Working it across to midfield, where he's finally dropped after staggering another 10 yards.
30-yard run from Aaron Espero.
To finish what we were talking about, matchups, that bye certainly helped Inderkum, and they look very well rested and scouting the team.
Nice audio replay there, and that was a 29-yard run, and Espero continues to tack on yardage to an already high total and growing. It was Watson in motion, but they come back this way, and the play's contained for about a 2-yard gain.
Going to be holding on the Tigers.
Holding, offense, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, I believe that's the 5th penalty against the Tigers, Will. Hasn't hurt them.
It's cost the Tigers 48 yards, but they are leading by 21. 1st and 20. Delayed handoff up the middle, big gain. Espero.
9-yard run for Aaron Espero.
That hole was wide, a gaping hole.
Well, he got the 10 back on the holding. And second in, he's running hard. He's got great moves. As we watch Espero on the handoff, watch that hole. As you mentioned, Will, I think you and I could get through it. Great camera work.
2nd and 11, the football parked at the Tiger 48. Gray rolling, firing, sideline. It's a comeback. Incomplete. Terrific try there. And
incomplete.
You know, that was
number 3, Javi Daniels.
It's too bad that was underthrown, but he did recognize it and tried to come back and grab it. Just couldn't quite get to it.
Richardson with the pressure.
Well, Javi Daniels has been out all year, Will. He's made one great catch tonight and made a great effort on that. And Coach Stark speaks very highly. This is his first game back since the start of the season.
Well, they're certainly happy to have him, and it's always great to see somebody recovered from a serious injury. 3rd and 11. Ray, a late handoff and stuffed in the backfield for a loss. Brooks was there, and so was the big guy, 75, to shut that down. Brooks, I think, has already got 4 tackles.
Going to bring up a long 4th down. In the
that's their best effort, defensive effort of the night, Will, and forcing the Tigers to punt.
4th and 16. Well, another stoppage. Referee Terry Lockett, as you see, that does not look good. Coach Stark very upset, speaking with Dino Watson.
Well, he's been warned about equipment.
So punt formation shown. A little bit of pressure there, but a nice punt. Fair catch, a dangerous one, but Chambers with good hands hauls it in.
Fair catch by number 1, Xavier Chambers.
31 yards on that punt. No return. 1st and 10 Blue Devils, and they have 8:45 here in the second to try to get something going in a comeback effort, trailing 21-0.
Now, Coach Stark wasn't happy about that equipment of Watson, and he's warned him about it.
So the Blue Devils, this is an important series for them. Big hole right side, followed his blocking nicely on that. About a 7-yard run. Off the bottom, D'Angelo Lewis, part of that tackle.
Yeah.
Help from Lemons.
Watch, that's the one we thought we were going to see tonight, barreling forward. The big 200-pounder carrying people picked up about 8 yards, their biggest gain of the night.
Bring up 2nd and 2.
Vaughn, one of the area's best runners, but so far just a token appearance. They run right. And there he is. Vaughn dragging people, tough to drop whistles blow the play dead after he carries for a first down.
Taylor Vaughn again on the carry. That'll bring up a first down for the Blue Devils.
Well, I think he's brought a little bit of spirit onto the field with him besides the hard running. That is the first down of the evening for Davis, and here's how they did it. Taylor Vaughn, big-time fullback. 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils, working from their 42, trailing 21-0 at the 7:45 mark, early second. Power formation. Vaughn.
And up to number 36, Taylor Vaughn.
Well,
again,
this looks more like the Davis running game that we expected coming in here tonight. We're seeing finally giving a little dosage to them. They're running off tackle and running to the near sideline. And it looks like they're getting some holes up front and some blocking up front, which they hadn't in the first quarter.
Darrell Wright, defensive end for Inderkum, came off the field slowly after he tried to stop Vaughn and ran into a bulldozer. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Here's a toss. Coming to the near side, he just shoves that defender out of the way. I wouldn't want to try to tackle him. Where has he been throughout the first quarter?
Number 36, Taylor Vaughn. Gets around the corner for a first down for the Blue Devils into Tiger territory.
Gain of 10 on the play.
Watch this again.
This is his 4th straight carry.
Big power running. And what they've done is they have put Zach Brooks in the backfield to block for him. Zach Brooks, the linebacker, is his lead blocker, Will.
We're going to see a lot of formations tonight from Coach Smite and his offense. Play fake, Barksdale running right. Drilled after just getting across the 45-yard line. That looked like it may have materialized for more. Espero came roaring up from the secondary for the stop and dropped him at the 43.
Yeah. Well, you know, Barksdale's an athlete, but quite frankly, Espero got to him quickly, Bill, but I wasn't impressed by his run. He didn't really have a lot of aggression on that run at all.
Well, another timeout taken. Apparently they're just spending timeouts like they have unlimited supply. You know, this Inderkum defense has thrived with speed and coverage, but the sack has been one of their best weapons this season.
Well, when you get 43 sacks in a season, it's quite phenomenal. Look at that. Amazing.
You've got 4 guys there that have been cleaning up and sharing the load. Hardy, Wright, Bryant, and Tresvan. Open season on quarterbacks, and this offensive line is going to be put to a supreme test in tonight's game for the Blue Devils.
Well, that shows you the speed of those foursome, Will, plus the aggressiveness and the physicality of the 4. And I tell you, Coach Stark said those are 4 of the top rushers he's had in a while.
Here's a 2nd and long from the 43. Carroll has time, fires deep up the middle. It's underthrown, but a leaping grab. And down at about the 2-yard line. And what a catch, a 41-yard pickup on that play. And their excellent wide receiver, Ben Bisano, with that grab. He earned his keep on that one, Coach.
Well, he certainly did. I'll tell you, Ben Bisano with a great catch. Look at this. Nice shot, plenty of protection. He throws off the back foot, but he gets it deep and over the head of the defender. And Bisano with great concentration on that football.
Oh, that was exquisite. 41 yards, and they're knocking on the door from the 2. 1st and goal. Little shift in the backfield. Brooks, the lead blocker, but they run right and score standing up on the play. Barksdale with the 6.
Number 8, Payne Barksdale on the keep. for the Blue Devils.
So the Blue Devils get on the board here at the 5:42 second quarter,
And they're on
and
the board with a touchdown.
we'll see what transpires hereafter. Usually, well, here's the PAT upcoming. Clean. Boy, that was shot out of a cannon and got it. At 5:42, here's how the Blue Devils got in rather easily. More of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week when we come back.
With just under 6 minutes to go.
Open road, here comes the Heffley family.
Whether it's a short trip or a long haul.
Estimated time, 47 hours.
They will beg.
You're hungry? I'm happy to provide.
They will plead.
Deep fried butter on a stick.
But whatever you do, don't wimp out.
Now you're talking.
Make them buckle up.
He can't hurt.
Remember, safety first. Cheese curls second.
Are you orange?
Well, we got a little bit different ball game now. Davis on the board, but still trailing 21-7. And here's a very short kickoff coming down in just inside the 20-yard line, and a good head of steam on the run back, and the momentum carries across the 35 to about the 38 on that run back. So great mileage that time for the Tigers.
Well, it is. Now, once again, even though they're ahead by 2 touchdowns, 14 points, I know Coach Stark and his staff certainly want to get a score. They ended up punting on the last series, and they want to respond to that 7-play, 3-minute, 72-yard great drive by Davis, and that's what they look like all season long on that drive.
On first down, they come to the near side. Despero spins away from a tackler and gets a couple extra. Probably about a 5-yard pickup, knocked out at about the 44. Brooks right there again.
Brought down by number 44.
Well, Brooks has been a tackling machine all season long, but what impressed me in that last series is they brought him in the backfield blocking for Barksdale on the Wildcat offense and blocking for Vaughn. There he is.
Dak Brooks. If he had decals for all his tackles, he'd have a New Year-looking uniform. Hitting the backfield and dropped, but a nice power lunge to get something out of that when it could have been a loss. Boy, Sparrow's sure getting a workout.
Yes, he is, and he looks like he's in for 25 carries tonight, and he looks certainly more healthy than he has for the last month.
Football parked at the Inderkum 46. Gonna need about 2 to pick up a first down.
He's been their workhorse tonight with 11 carries, I believe, right now, and over the 100-yard mark.
Well, he's close to it, and they're probably going to give him that momentum and spot him for a first down at about the 48-yard line or so.
Well, yes, they're moving the chains.
And the Tigers going up a tough yard for a first down.
Just enough. Call it a gain of 2. And there's a good look at that Tiger huddle. Their offense has been rolling tonight, but this is an important drive to sustain for Inderkum fans to answer that touchdown Davis just scored.
That's true. Let's see what the Tigers can do here.
Well, lots of quick movement there. Maybe they did not get set because whistles have blown this one dead.
Prior to the snap, you got a false start. Offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, I think that makes 6.
Well, I want to tell you, that is, looking at the field from here, that's a long 5. Clock
rolling with 3.5 to go here in the first half, and been controlled and sometimes dominated by the Tigers. Wants to throw deep up the middle. He's got a man out there. Caught and knocked away. What a perfectly timed jarring shot that time in the secondary by Miles Broward Douglas.
Well, if anybody wondered if J.J. Ray could throw the long ball, he just showed you.
And he's going to show you again right here. Sparrow did a nice job initially.
Throwing that deep ball down there.
Excellent timing on the breakup. Incomplete.
That's a great play by Miles Broward Douglas, I'll tell you that.
Second and 15. 3:14 to go here in the first half. And Davis trying to shut this down and get their hands on the football again before the intermission. Hand off and chopped. Well, that line play has leveled out now some. And it's going to bring up 3rd and 13, and here's another look.
Well, that Davis line is definitely playing harder and tougher and going hard to the ball. And their linebackers, Griffiths and Brooks and Tamayo, are very impressive.
Clock rolling with 2:40 to go here, late second. And a big 3rd and 13 upcoming for the Tigers. Gonna throw again, rushed hard, and has to dump it. Was there anybody there? Well, with all his hand signals, I'm not sure what Terry Lockett is trying to indicate. But
well, he's trying to tell us that was an incomplete pass and not a fumble.
Heavy pressure. Brooks got to him there.
He's telling you it was an incomplete pass.
I wonder if that well-timed hit is going to send some kind of a message to Ray. That's the first time they'd gotten to him. Low snap, bobbled, and he's going to try to run it. He throws the pass, it's complete, and he might get a first down out of this.
I think he's short, but he might have been out of bounds, but it's very close, Will.
Well, they're marking him at the 41 on the near side here, but there are others who think he's short.
Well, Davis knows he's short. They're coming on the field with their offense.
So they've got 2:16 left, but they almost got stung on a busted play.
Well, give the punter credit for keeping his composure and making that play.
No doubt, and certainly D'Angelo Lewis almost picked up that first down. So here we go. 1st and 10, Blue Devils working outside their 40. Carroll has a hookup to the Inderkum 44, and he's got Barksdale on a low strike, knee high.
Well, Carroll's getting away with throwing off his back foot. He's got some receivers, though. I'm impressed with Bassano, Chambers, and Barksdale because that ball was not well thrown. And give the credit to Barksdale digging that out.
Tough reach, and it's a 14-yard pickup. First down, clock rolling, 1:52 to go in the half. Carroll fires right sideline, incomplete.
Just a bit outside. Pass incomplete, 2nd and 10.
That time, trying to go to Joey Asta, his tight end.
For the
Clock
Blue
stopping
Devils.
with 1:49. A 2nd and 10 upcoming. Want to remind you that at the intermission hour, Lauren Goodman will be conducting a chat with each of our head coaches.
Near the halfway mark of the game.
And I can't wait to hear what they have to say about the first half of action. The Blue Devils break huddle, 2nd and 10. Carroll, he's a gunner, Deep throw, right sideline. Asta cannot make the
Pass
over-the-shoulder
falls
grab.
incomplete. Great throw by number 6, the quarterback, Luke Carroll.
Well, he was open. He was running out of field. Yes, he was.
He was open.
Yep.
And the DB on that side, Sparrow, fortunate that ball was off target.
10, Joey Asta.
3rd and 10.
Well, they haven't been showing blitz Inderkum, and I wonder with this 3rd and 10, and Carroll's had time to throw the football. Will Inderkum come with some pressure this time?
It looks like they may. Here they come. Big rush over the middle. Broken up and possibly intercepted. What happened on that?
Well, we got an injured. Sparrow got injured on the play.
Let's take another look and sort this out for you. Here's the play. Carroll fires over the middle. Broken up. Intended for Asta. There's the interception. And he got his arm pulled on that.
Lewis pulled back the arm of a Sparrow, and it looked like his shoulder, or he's got a dislocated shoulder.
It was Tyus with the interception. You see number 4 there.
1:38 left to play.
The Sparrow's on the sideline, and I'm not so sure if his shoulder dislocated, but they're having the doctors check him out.
Big rush, but he gets away from it. He's going to have to try to make something out of nothing and cannot.
And the Blue Devils finally get the quarterback in the backfield, lost him about a couple yards.
Well, the Blue Devils are coming with some pressure now. Yeah, and they've got to, to me it looked like a possible separation. 1:17 on the clock, and I'm sure that the Tigers are in no hurry to run plays, Will. They're going to use the clock here and content to go in with this 14-point lead.
I would say that's a wise decision. 102-100. And we're less than a minute remaining here, but the game is heating up. Near side run. Cannot get outside. Oh, there's some hitting going on now.
Well, there's some hitting is right. Davis is, you woke up the sleeping giant. Lucas Griffiths coming on. Very impressive linebacking core there with Brooks, Griffiths, and Tamayo. Extremely impressive, Will.
For the Blue Devils.
They've come to play this second quarter.
This Brooks is very, very impressive. He's in on virtually every play. It's very tough to block, and he plays off blocks so well.
Shout out to number 29, Aaron Lester.
3rd and 11. Near side run, nowhere to go. Look at that hitting going on. Ooh-wee. When you get ball carriers stood up like that, boy, it's open season.
Well, it is. Apparently, he got out of bounds, much to the dismay of Coach Starks. I mean, again, it was like calling a timeout.
We knew it was going to be a big game tonight, and
yes.
It certainly is turning out to be
looking like they have one left.
Up by 14 points.
Did they use it there? Thank you, Rob. Thank you to Rob Bimson. Yes, that was a Davis timeout. I didn't think he was knocked out of bounds, Will.
It was tough to see from our angle. Here's the Tyus interception on the play where Sparrow gets his arm hooked by Joey Asta right there. Rolled over. But Tyus, who had been injured earlier, is apparently fully recovered. He was banged up in the Roseville game, but he reacted very well on that.
Play of the half. So if you're a Blue Devil fan, you should be standing up cheering. If you're a Tiger fan, you should be standing up cheering.
Ray keeps and goes left, and 4 Blue Devils are waiting for him, and that will conclude the first half as that play goes tumbling out of bounds in front of the visitor section. So, as I said, this game is warming up in a lot of different ways and tightened up on the scoreboard to some measure, but a comfortable 21-7 lead for the hosts. Inderkum trying to stretch their 10-0 record. Beautiful evening here north in the Natomas. Well, let's turn our attention down to field level. Lauren Goodman has an interview for us. Goody?
Well, I'm here with Coach Stark. Coach, your team came out very energetic and really focused. What was key to get your team going in that first half?
Well, we had a lot of energy. We were playing fast, and our kids were fired up to play in this big game, and our defense was swarming, so we had a lot of opportunities to run the ball and throw the ball.
What do you think it's going to take for your team to complete the game, finish out the second half?
We got to play great defense and keep moving the ball. If we can move the ball on the ground, it sets up our pass game, and we just got to play great defense and keep punting the ball.
Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Will.
Thanks, Goody. Yeah, well, it was short and sweet. Very basic philosophy there. Keep them punting the football, Coach.
Well, that's what they got to do. They played, like you said, with a ton of energy, and you know, Davis hadn't awakened, and I think they realized the fact that how quick of a ball club they were playing and how good they were, and they better get with it. So once that second quarter, I was impressed with how Davis made some adjustments, the coaching staff, both on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball. On defense, they started to stunt a lot of linebackers and get penetration into that backfield at the mesh point with the quarterbacks met. And then on offense, they utilized Barksdale and also brought that great linebacker, Zach Brooks, number 44 in the backfield, to block for Barksdale. And, of course, that running back, Tyler Vaughn, started the run with the power that he's noted for, and that combination was working along with that line get-off.
And we have yet to see Turner run the football, but we're at the intermission here at Inderkum High School. This is a Division I quarterfinal round playoff game, and Access Sacramento and the Hometown Sports Game of the Week are tossing it your way. Stay with us. Lots more to come here on the Game of the Week.
Don't worry. 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play more. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Thank you for calling your GED Pep Talk Center. All right, now, are you ready for your GED Pep Talk?
Being nervous is okay. It just shows that you're serious about getting your diploma.
All right, listen, we all need a little nudge sometimes. I don't function without coffee in the morning, but it is going to take more than a double mochaccino to help you here.
A lot of things are scary. Heck, I'm scared of clowns. No quiero oír. Danny, no lo puedo hacer. Quiero oír. Danny, lo voy a hacer.
DMC, liking your Pep Talk style.
Just keeping it real, Debs. Just keeping it real. Louder! Louder! I'm gonna get my GED! Come on! Get your GED!
Whatever motivation you need, we've got a pep talk for you. Get your GED pep talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
Well, it has been a spirited first half here at Inderkum High School in tonight's Division I quarterfinal round playoff game. Undefeated Inderkum is looking like they're going to try to stay that way this evening. They had rolled up a 21-0 lead before visiting Davis was able to get on the board, but in that last 5 minutes of the first half, it looked like Davis was shaking off some jitters and starting to play more productive football. So it'll be very entertaining and very interesting to see how this game continues to develop in this ball game that one of these outstanding teams will be calling it a season in the outcome of tonight's contest. But a good crowd on hand for visiting Davis. They did have to drive the distance and cross the causeway and so forth. And for host Inderkum, a very good turnout on a chilly Friday evening, and why not? Their school is playing for a big prize, trying to advance to the semi-final round in Division I, a division that includes Monterey Trail, St. Mary's of Stockton, and of course, top seed Folsom High. So a very tough field here in this D1 competition, and Inderkum is going to try to upset the apple cart if they can continue playing at this level of excellence. The quarterbacking of J.J. Ray in tonight's ball game was one of the big keys for the Tigers breaking out to the 21-0 lead. Ray hit on a couple of long passes to set things up, and then their run game really got going. Of course, they've got speedy runners like Dino Watson and Espero, but we did see near the end of the half on the pass interception play, Espero came off the field with an injured arm or shoulder in that contact with Joey Asta, who had the coverage. So we'll try to get an update on Espero and see if he's going to be able to continue in this game. And right now we're going to drop out for a short break and come back shortly for more of Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Good one, son.
Last summer, my new dad took me on vacation. First, we went deep sea fishing. Wow!
I'm so proud of you, son.
And then we went on Thunder Shark. That was awesome! Let's go again. 3 times. I gotta say, it was pretty cool.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Oh, not again.
There's a quiet battle happening on our streets. Pedestrians are acting indestructible. And drivers act like they own the road. They're both wrong. Be aware, be alert. Pedestrians don't have armor. A message from the California Office of Traffic Safety.
Every time you purchase a fishing license or register your boat, you're helping to preserve our nation's coastlines, lakes, rivers, and streams, protecting memories for generations to come. Learn how your participation in boating and fishing can help the environment at takemefishing.org/conservation.
Welcome back. Nice to have you with us this evening. Chilly evening here. Fall football, and here's a little package for you to indicate what you may have missed in case you tuned in late. J.J. Ray deep up the field. He was on target, and there's a big hookup, and this got them deep into the red zone for the first score of the game to break the ice, and they did it in this manner. Wide open, John Lane with the reception. And now here, working left, Dino Watson, big speed. There's the cut, open daylight running, and untouched. Perfect. Now here comes number 3. Nice cut right there for Espero. and he'll dance in with no difficulty at all. And then late in the half, the Davis Blue Devils were able to get on the board, and here's Carroll firing deep up the field, and a wonderful leaping catch right there to put the football inside the 5-yard line, and then from there they run it in. Barksdale to do the honors. And here's the play where Sparrow was injured. You'll see the defender lock arms with him, and here we have the first half stats provided by Rob Bimson, and you can see the disparity in the run game, actually in most of the categories, but that last 5 minutes of the half showed Davis starting to put their offense together. But the total, of course, lopsided in favor of Inderkum, and the first downs indicative of the way they marched the football and controlled the time of possession. The penalties, however, were a major bugaboo for the Inderkum Tigers. They got clipped 6 times for 53, but the only turnover of the ball game belongs to Davis, and it was the interception off the deflection. Time of possession, Inderkum doubles up on Davis High in controlling the football. So it was one-sided in that first half, and of course the Blue Devils are going to try to reverse that in the second half. Let's turn our attention back to Lauren Goodman and see what's going on the scoreboard. Goody?
Well, Will, we have a few scores that I thought we'd be interested in right now. Whitney 0, Rockland 3. Turlock is up at Oak Ridge, where Oak Ridge has a 14-0 lead over Turlock. Vista Del Lago actually has a lead over Manteca right now, 21-18. Center is up big over Colfax, 42-0. Antelope and Capital Christian are at a juggernaut right now. Capital's up 14-10. Elk Grove is up big over Vacaville. Elk Grove 35, Vacaville 15. Edison and Folsom are actually in an interesting right now. Edison 21, Folsom 28. We also had the Yuba City score. Yuba City is up 21 over Placers 10. Rosemont is over Admore at 7-3. Granite Bay and Cosumnes Oaks are in a tie right now, 14-14. St. Mary's of Stockton has a lead over Monterey Trail, 14-7. Vanden still hasn't been able to break the score over Rio Linda, where Vanden 0, Rio Linda is 7. That's all our scores right now. Back to you.
Well, thanks, Goody. That clears up some anticipation and some guesswork. I imagine all those games are nearing halftime or have already broken for the intermission. And here's a couple that Goody may not have seen, but she went down most of these real good. I'm very impressed with this Yuba City's lead over Placer. And Elk Grove is doing the job on Vacaville.
Well, yes, we've got some interesting scores, and Center's for real. Center is for real. We've been saying that all season long.
Well, let's bounce back down to the field level. Lauren is standing by with Matt Hinton. Lauren?
Make sure you put the skinny lens on me.
Well, I'm here with Matt Hinton, the athletic director and assistant principal here. With both of those titles, how busy are you during the week?
So, yeah, it's been a great honor to be the athletic director here for 16 years. And this year I was lucky enough to be hired as an assistant principal. So our weeks are super busy, especially during football season.
Well, you guys have a good turnout crowd. You got to bye the first week. Just talk to me about the community over here around Inderkum and supporting your teams.
So, like I said, we've been here 16 years, and you know, this part of North Natomas is just a fantastic group of people. They're super supportive of all of our sports: football, basketball, baseball, softball, women's basketball. We're just very thankful for that, and like I said, they've always come out to support us, and we've been pretty good over the last several years.
Now, you talked about your team being good. You guys kind of have set the tone in these last 16 years. How do you guys get your athletes to that level of meeting the excellence as far as making the playoffs and putting a combination of talent together, not only on this football field, but in the basketball courts and things like that?
So some of the things that we're really proud of here is we really had this vision of our kids really putting in the work, and then we've been very fortunate to hire some excellent coaches that go with our district vision, and like I said, our coaches just do such a great job. Many of our coaches of our top programs, they just have these high expectations of our kids, and they're so detail oriented, and our kids thrive on that. And our kids just do such a nice job of putting in that detailed work that, you have to have that detailed work if you want to maintain success in these programs, you have to be able to do those things.
Now, you've been here the complete time with Terry Stark. Can you just talk to me about how special he is as a coach and how he's really laid down the foundation for this Inderkum football program?
So Terry Stark is an institution in Sacramento high school football, and he's been doing this 40 years. He is what I like about Terry, what I love about Terry is he is constantly evolving. So yes, we run the wing tee. Yes, we do that stuff, right? But he is constantly looking at new ways to adapt plays, and he's looking at new ways to get our athletes in space and make them, compete against other athletes in space. And he's really good at that. He and Coach Amasaki and Bert Salinas and our coaching staff, they've got this camaraderie, and they've got this continuity. I mean, we've had the same JV football coach for 11 years. We've had the same freshman coaching staff for 6 or 7 years now, so it's just built in. It's just what we do.
Well, it sounds good. Thank you so much, Matt, for spending a little time with me. Will.
Well, thanks, Goody. Nice testimonial there about Terry Stark and this football program here at Inderkum, and Matt knows because he has seen enough and seen it all here at Inderkum High School. He's gone the distance, and who better to rate the program?
Well, yes, he came over from Natomas, opened up first, and Matt was over there and did a great job there. Has coached, been a head football coach, so he understands what it takes. And now moving up administratively, where as one of the vice principals, and he's got a big job ahead of him and still keeps his job as AD, so we know his schedule is quite heavy, Will.
Well, yes, it is. Very regimental here now with the twin responsibilities. But we've almost got a Rob Bimson Harvest Moon out here. Not quite the full pie, but enough to make things cozy here at Tooker Field on the campus of Inderkum High School. And it will be very interesting to see how the Davis Blue Devils come out to begin the second half after going into the locker room with some momentum after having scored their TD late in the half.
Well, both teams warming up out there and stretching and warming up. It's quite brisk out there, a good fall night. There you see Coach Stark bringing his troops in together, and I'm sure he's going to reiterate on the fact that, yes, it was a great first quarter, but that's why we have 4 quarters in this football game, and we just can't just rest on our laurels because Davis came roaring back in that second quarter and showed us they want to play.
We're not quite ready. Oh, well, let's see here. We've got something even better. Let's check in with Lauren Goodman. I think she has rounded up the Davis High head coach. Goody?
Coach, what's going to be the difference in this second half for you guys to get back in this ball game?
Well, we get the ball back, and if we can put together a good drive here and take care of the ball and maybe get a turnover, switch of possession, I think we're right. We've been a good second half team all year, so I'm looking forward to this. They're playing a great game. My hat's off to Inderkum. They got a lot of speed. They play solid, so I think it's going to be a heck of a second half.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Will.
Well, thanks, Goody. Ever optimistic, and that's the way it ought to be. He's been through enough football on different levels to know how to remain calm and realize that they're at the halfway mark and a long way to go.
Well, he did make some adjustments in that second quarter, and the biggest thing, I think, they became more physical. They started to blitz their linebackers, and they got good ones in Tamayo, Brooks, and Griffiths. And it's just not – we've been giving Brooks all the praise that he deserves, but Griffiths and Tamayo are outstanding. So they're blitzing linebackers, trying to get penetration in that backfield and not be able to allow Inderkum to fake and bake, so to speak, at that mesh point. And that is crucial, because when that happens, they can't start putting people in different directions, and defenders can't put their heads on a swivel and when you're playing against that wing T.
The wing T. We'll be right back after this short break for second half action. Stay with us.
One in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation.
America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
I'm Ferdinand. You look at me and think big. You think scary. But I'm a little misunderstood. Sorry, I almost killed you. Kids with learning and attention issues are misunderstood too. Take the time to understand. Learn more at understood.org.
We are just about ready for the second half kickoff. Inderkum on the field. Davis now coming onto the field. It's 21-7. Inderkum on top. They once led 21-0, but Davis showed some kick in the final 5 minutes of the first half. Let's see if they can maintain that, because they are receiving here the second half kickoff. Berger to do the booting. He was a perfect 3 for 3 in his PATs. And looks like a diamond pattern here among the trio of kickoff returners. The officials appear to be scrutinizing the Inderkum players with their uniforms. I believe there was an issue raised about shirt tails out or something of such nature. I think Lauren Goodman might be trying to come up with some information in that regard.
All right, folks, we're ready to get the second half underway.
You see Brandon Berger ready to do the booting. And he is ready. High, taken inside the 10 at about the 8. And a speedy run back is halted pretty fast outside the 25-yard line, and that is where the Blue Devils will open shop to start the third quarter.
Well, Joey Rogers with a nice open field tackle for
number 21,
the Tigers.
Joey Rogers.
So they spot it at the 27. And this is indeed a key series for the Blue Devils. They've got Brooks in the backfield. Let's go, defense! They run straight up with Vaughn, and he is greeted immediately with a solid solo tackle right there. And there was no doubt
well,
about that bear hug.
Darrell Wright says, welcome to Tigerland. Hello. I'll give you that bear hug.
Good tackle there by number 56, Darrell Wright.
Glad to see him back on the field. He had come off late in the first quarter, had some kind of a stinger, but he's back at it. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Carroll has time, but can't spot a receiver. Now fires up for grabs. A leaping catch near the 40. What an effort right there among 2 defenders. And so far, Barksdale and company have really showed some kick playing from behind.
Well,
Bassano has great hands. 34 yards on that grab.
Well, he showed us before that's his second great catch. What concentration by Bassano.
Carroll let that go under extreme pressure.
He sure did. But look at that focus by Bassano.
At the Inderkum 38, he fires to the near side, a catch and an immediate tackle. Joey Asta, the tight end, with the grab.
Pass complete to number 10, Joey Asta, brought down by number 23,
Shy of a first down, about an 8-yard pickup. We'll call it a 2nd and 2. Clock rolling early here in the third at the 10:20 mark, and Davis on the move.
Well, mixing it up with Team Carroll and Barksdale, who can throw the ball as well. And so they're getting time to throw, and it looks like the Tigers have got to start putting some rush on these passers, particularly Carell, to force him to throw into coverage.
Brooks is still in the backfield, and they show the motion again, but give it to the other guy. Vaughn bounces outside. He's loose to the corner. Dropped deep in the red zone. Taylor Vaughn. And he changed direction and showed some speed to the outside there.
Well, he did, and he lowered his shoulder on contact. Watch this. Inside, outside. Bounce to the outside and watch him use that inside leverage. You're going to tackle me, you're going to feel it. Drops that shoulder.
Gain of 25 on the play, and the Blue Devils are biting off some big chunks. So here they come, banging on the door from the 5-yard line. 1st and goal. Lead block Brooks, but the play's jammed. They go outside to the corner. Touchdown, Blue Devils.
Number 8 on the carry, Payne
Barksdale carried for 5 and scored 6.
Flag on the play, though, holding on
Oh, my goodness.
Davis.
A penalty's probably going to wipe out that TD run.
Well, that might be their first or second penalty of the night. I believe their first penalty of the night.
Still first down.
Barksdale showed me speed, and I can see that Coach Smythe has been raving about his athleticism, Will, because he got to that outside turn the corner.
They push the football back out to the 11-yard line. It's still a 1st and goal situation from the 11. Let's see if they can overcome the penalty. Carroll to Vaughn, work right to the 5, step inside to the goal line. Touchdown, Blue Devils. Taylor Vaughn doing it himself.
Well,
touchdown, Blue Devils. Number 36, Taylor Vaughn, in for the score.
Well, I'll tell you this, that Davis, with their great second quarter effort, is going right and continuing right into this third quarter. And I'll tell you, making some big plays. The Bassano catch really set this up.
On for the PAT, and got it. Oh boy, we got a new game. Here's another look at the outstanding Taylor Vaughn, and he can take on any tackler. We'll be back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
You know the most important lesson you can teach your kids about playing sports?
is concussion signs and symptoms. After a hit to the head, if they have any concussion signs like blurred vision or headache, they need to stay out of play until they're checked by a healthcare professional. Play safe when it comes to concussion. When in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. This is the other thing you can chit him. Comes in handy.
The kickoff down to about the 5-yard line, and they're going to come back with it. Well contained, and the end of the line at about the 12-yard line. Boy, look at that swarming tackling. There was 8 Blue Devils right there.
Well, Davis is really revved up, and the Tigers better get a wake-up call here, because Davis is not just back in this game, but to me, they've taken over the latter part of the second quarter and this early part of the third quarter. So let's see if the Inderkum Tigers can respond.
Well, they need to. They're being challenged right here and right now. 1st and 10. They run right. Here's a big hole in a foot race, and this could be 6. One man to beat. He's chasing him at the 40, 30, 20, and this will be touchdown Tigers on an 85-yard burst.
Touchdown Tigers.
Well, Willie took it on to the house. Say hey, Willie, for 85. That just straightened things out.
Well, I would say that's a response, and quite a response. And Hardy going to the house as kind of reminds me of some days 5 years ago when his oldest brother Hardy had 5 touchdowns on this field and went crazy.
PAT is good, and here's another look at Willie the Wisp.
There he is.
And we will see more of him later tonight right there. He just showed his backside number 5. We'll be back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
$150/90.
180 over 111.
160 over 110. I had a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure looks like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a stroke are far from invisible or silent. If you've come off your treatment plan, get back on it, or talk with your doctor to create an exercise, diet, and medication plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
Here's the Burger kickoff, a line drive bounding outside the 10. Barksdale picks it up on one bounce and heads for the middle of the field where he's dropped shy of the 30.
Number 8, Payne Barksdale on the return.
1st and 10, Davis.
30-yard line. Davis will take over.
As we are still here early in the third at the 8:43 mark. There's Payne Barksdale, number 8. And Inderkum answered that Davis touchdown about as rapidly as you can answer a touchdown. So back out to a 2 TD 14-point cushion here at 28-14. And the Blue Devils up to the line and send 3 wide receivers to the left. Carroll rolls that way and fires deep sideline. It's underthrown and broken up. The secondary was beaten on the play by Chambers, but the underthrown pass allowed
Deep ball
the breakup.
Broken up by number 13, Miles Mitchell.
Well, right now Carroll is taking a half roll to a roll, and the reason is he wasn't having any time on a normal drop back, so he's rolling outside coverage.
Mitchell was beaten on this play.
Watch Carroll, half roll left.
And fortunate, the ball was underthrown. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. Blue Devils working from their 30. Carroll to throw, has great protection. sideline route. He was open, but not looking for the pill. Bassano looked up a little bit too late.
He sure was. The ball was on the money, but a little early. I think Bassano has to turn that route inside, and he's got a 15-yard completion.
Brings up a 3rd and 10 as we see another look. That was a laser shot. Oh, and he turned the other way.
I see.
He turned a complete circle there.
Yeah. Where's the running back? I mean, we got 2 straight passes. We haven't seen Vaughn in this series run.
3 wide receivers to the left. Fake the handoff to Vaughn and fire out to the sideline. A leaping catch by Chambers at the 40-yard line, right at the first down marker. Let's see how they play this. Incomplete.
Incomplete pass, but a flag on the play.
Oh, I see. Penalty marker dropped. Well,
interference on Inderkum.
Penalty against the Tigers, and we'll get the report from Terry Lockett.
Got pass interference. Pass interference on the
Devils.
defense. It's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Yardage results in a first down.
Well, that certainly helps things. What's surprising is, Will, 3 straight passes and Vaughn not getting a touch in that drive, by the way, in that series.
Well, we might see that change. That was the 7th penalty on Inderkum, 1 so far on Davis. They fake to Vaughn, they flush him, and he gets away and throws on the run. Got a wide open receiver outside the 20, taking it to the 10, to the 5, touchdown, Blue Devils. Wow, that was a busted play touchdown, and it clicked Barksdale. Oh my goodness.
The pass complete to number 8,
55 yards.
For another big touchdown.
Carroll was cool under pressure on that play.
He sure was. He broke out and flushed the pocket and saw Barksdale wide open downfield.
On for the PAT, and got it. At 8:13, here's how Davis gets close. He gets flushed.
Here he is.
Spots his man, and we have another tight ball game. We'll be right back for more of the hometown sports game of the week.
Problems, the ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds, we surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
Davis High set to kick off after again pulling within 7, again with the big play, 55 yards. Here's the kickoff. It's fading a bit. Now he bobbles it outside the goal line. Look at that downfield coverage. Oh, is Davis fired up or what? 3 defenders down there, and one of them is the transfer from Colorado.
Kickoff coverage.
Garvin.
Tigers will be starting from inside the 10-yard line.
Let's take a look at this coverage. A bobble there. And quick reaction by Davis, putting the Tigers in a hole. And let's see what happens. Davis struck quickly with 4 plays, 55 yards, and 30-second score.
We've had 3 TDs in just over a minute. Now Inderkum trying to come back with their speed game, and they get their runner outside for first down yardage.
Well, there's Hardy fighting for yardage. He can run inside, he can run outside.
Well, he got his helmet knocked off right there.
J.J. Ray, the quarterback out there leading with
Take another look. Ray, the handoff.
They run that outside sweep, and there he goes. breaks one tackle. A nice block. Knocked his helmet right off here.
Yes, he did. That was Miles Broward Douglas. 1st and 10. Tigers stay on the ground. We're still early in the third quarter here at the 7.5-minute mark. It's 28-21. This game has warmed up and become sizzling.
Well, we've had some big plays going from both sides. So this is a key down here. 3rd and about 6. If Davis can hold them here, they're right back in this football game.
Football parked at the Inderkum 24-yard line. 2nd and 6 upcoming. Let's see what the Tigers want to do with it. Well, they didn't want that. And here's a stolen football, and Brooks runs it in, but let's see what they do with it.
Well, I believe the play is dead.
Play whistle dead.
Zach Brooks.
Be a loss for the Tigers.
A linebacker blocking fullback, and dynamite.
Looks like it'll bring up 3rd and 11.
Loss of 5 on the play. Boy, oh boy, did he get swarmed on that or what?
He certainly did.
Here's another look. Look out. Oh, my goodness.
We got a missed handoff and a lot of penetration by the...
He stole the ball before he was even down. That should have been a touchdown.
Well, the question is it an inadvertent whistle or not?
Here's Ray to throw. Fires left. It's tapped up in the air. Boy, this game has become intense.
Very intense.
Move incomplete. And bring up 4th down for the Tigers.
But Davis really put the heat on. Wow, a lot of pressure by that defense. Davis defense really coming on.
Boy, oh boy, we've got a 1/4 of some wild football, and the Davis crowd is up on the far side of the stadium. Here comes an apparent punt on 4th and 11. Low punted, nice punt, high driving punt. Chambers fumbles, and the Tigers are going to have the football and a touchdown. Whoa, we got something else on the field here though. So wipe that out. Well, we'll see how our referee Terry Lockett handles this one. Espero. Well, the ruling is a player cannot advance a muffed punt. So Inderkum will have the pill.
By K, which cannot be advanced. 1st down.
Well,
thank you, Rob.
Davis was fortunate there.
Wow. So they'll bring up 1st down for the Tigers inside Davis territory.
Muffed punt.
39.
Well, this ball game that had been somewhat turbulent has now become a rocky ride with twists and turns galore. Anybody's game right now. But the Tigers just got a huge break on the muffed punt. They come up to the line, 1st and 10 from the Davis 40. To the near side, a sweep, turn the corner, and get banged out of bounds.
Well, I'll tell you.
You know, Dino Watson can really tiptoe the sideline.
Yes, he does. And, you know, they got enough coming his way with Espero and Hardy. And then watch that counter coming around from that wing sweep coming the opposite way. Look at him toe. Finally gets knocked down. Now, yeah, it's amazing the way he can tiptoe that sideline.
Tiptoed for 10 yards and a 1st down. Football inside the 30 at the Davis 29. Inside running, look out. All the way inside the 15-yard line.
Wow.
Nice run at the middle by
Watch Mr. Hardy.
Hardy has been the difference for Inderkum in the second half.
Well, I'll tell you,
First down, Tigers.
he can run inside, outside, and he fakes you out. He's got late speed, as you saw in that run when he left people.
That was a 15-yard scamper just now. It's a first down for the Tigers. The football parked at the Davis 14. They run right, and the play's jammed and stuffed. Brooks getting up off the bottom as Espero had nowhere to go on that one.
No, they don't. 115 yards by Hardy. What a night. In the second half alone, my goodness. Hardy with 115 yards. Once again, those linebackers showing their value. Griffiths, Tamayo, and Brooks are always in the backfield. But it almost looks like they're setting up for that counter back to the wide side with Watson.
Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Chopped down on a diving tackle deep in the backfield.
There he is. We're just talking about him. Lucas Griffith. Wow.
My goodness. How's he doing, Coach?
Well, I'd say pretty good. That was a great call by the defensive coordinator and puts them in a big bind.
Well, a binding 3rd and 16, and the third period starting to slip away more noticeably here at the 4-minute mark.
But action has picked up immensely here in a great football game. That's what playoff football's about.
Espero gets the fake, and Ray throws for the corner. A diving try in the corner. Touchdown, Tigers. But this may come under review. That was a wonderful catch right there. We have 3 of our game officials conferring here at the 20-yard line over the penalty marker. Now a 4th official. Ray faked to Espero on that, and that lob was right where it needed to be, but frankly, the catch was better than the pass. But we'll see about the penalty.
Well, JJ put the ball in the corner, but that catch down there was immensely. As you see Coach Stark and his staff questioning that. What's going on?
Does not look like a happy camper right now. Here's the call. Hey, Lockett. Oh my goodness. Illegal formation. And he called it a procedure. It is a penalty to nullify that TD pass. Now each team has had a touchdown nullified by penalty.
5 yards and replay 3rd down.
There's a good look at that Davis bench.
Wow.
Play fake, Ray rolling under pressure, fires. Broken up. That was an excellent battle in the corner. Watson and tough D in that secondary, Donovan Garvin.
I think we got a late hit on the quarterback.
On Davis.
Thank you, Rob. It is roughing the passer. Threw under pressure, and the defender followed through. Terry Lockett up the flag, and back in his pocket. Okay.
Half the distance to the goal and an automatic 1st down for the Tigers.
Got a personal foul. Roughing the passer on the defense. Half the distance to the goal results in automatic 1st down.
Thank you, Terry. Okay, let's take a look. Ray under pressure here. and it's Brooks after him. Oh, it was the big guy. Oh, that was the avalanche that just fell on J.J. Ray.
Well, as mentioned earlier today, the big man coming in a little late.
Wow, the run play is stuffed right at the 15-yard line. There's some hitting going on right now.
Penetration by the Davis defensive line. Loss on the play for the Tigers.
They lose a couple.
Bring up 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12. Boy, that defensive line there, Marquise Allen big on that stop. You can see that this game has come down to some heavy thumping. Also in on the play, Kiefer Jones, 51. Sweep left, got a blocker, plenty of room, danced toward the goal line and dropped. And it's a touchdown, Tigers. J.J. Ray took a flip, and they allowed that he got into the end zone.
Well, let's have another look if we can. J.J. shows that he's an outstanding runner himself.
11 yards on the scamper, and he took a pounding on that. That was not an easy one. J.J. Ray all the way for 11. Chip shot PAT on target. Another look. Here he comes now. Judge for yourself. Off his feet, and that's a nice touchdown there. We'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Well, this game is really now boiling over the top. Teams trading touchdowns. A violent shot right there on the kickoff return. Boy, oh boy.
Big hit.
We have a fallen Tiger. The impact on that shot was tremendous. He had spoken earlier about the hitting going on.
Well, playoff ball. This is what it's about. And both teams coming at each other full go.
Well, I don't want to speculate on the injury, but the fallen Tiger is back on his feet. And that sideline collision you're going to see right here was tremendous.
Nice play there by number 20, Jamal Diggs.
Boom.
Nice to see him get up.
Boy, that was a shot.
Well, we got a Davis man down on the field as well. 8-play drive, 39 yards, 2:52 on the clock as the Tigers respond with a TD and a key TD prior to the third quarter going over.
Sweep right, cut it. Nice carry, almost for a first down. It'll be close. Brooks again out in front leading.
Number 36.
Well, he's done a job on both sides of the football, Will. Great blocker coming out of, he's playing that H-back in the backfield, leading it for Vaughn. Watch Vaughn, but watch that blocker.
That's quite a combination. There's Brooks clearing the way. And Vaughn for a 10-yard run. 1st and 10 for Davis at their 34. Chambers showed some motion. Carroll, the deep throw, underthrown again, but on target. Did he grab? Yes, a catch.
Another huge pass from Luke Carell to Payne Barksdale.
Another underthrown ball that's a 40 yards gain, and the concentration with two defenders bearing down on him.
Barksdale is an amazing athlete. Wow, what focus. Wow. It looked like that was going to be a pick, well, because it was underthrown, but Barksdale plucked it up.
From the 25-yard line, they run left with Vaughn, and he turns the corner, has the first down and more. What a battering ram. Inside the 10.
Yep.
We had heard about his prowess as a fullback, and that 17-yard run just validated everything we've heard.
Watch him go inside again, turn the corner, and he's a punishing runner, staying in bounds, punishing people on the way.
Espero really didn't want any part of that.
No, I can understand.
So back come the Davis Blue Devils after getting stung with a couple of touchdowns. Inderkum trying to hold on to a 14-point lead. It has not been easy. Turn and give, cut. Power up inside the 5. Boy, is he tough.
Yes, he is. He was trying to get outside, but he saw a small running lane in there, Will, and he tried to get in, and there wasn't much there, but, you know, he paralleled his way another 3 or 4 yards.
2nd and 4. Give him 6 on the carry, and he's starting to pile up some yardage now. Remember, this is a 1,000-yard rusher coming into the game.
Yeah, 2nd and goal.
From the 4, last 40 seconds of the 3rd quarter. Turn, give, fake to the goal line.
Well, that Barksdale running it to the tee.
Oh my goodness.
What a fake by Barksdale.
Did we see a penalty on that? Harry Lockett. So Barksdale with palms raised upward, questioning the call. What?
That's the question.
Illegal shift.
Got an illegal shift on the offense. The 5-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
So they replay 2nd. Rob Bimson with the penalty calls in advance. And now Davis starting to get clipped with a few more.
When Barksdale's in that Wildcat, which he is with Vaughn, look out because he's a great runner.
Motion. That didn't work.
Well, it was delay. The handoff, there was some difficulty on the handoff.
Tigers defensive line. Short game.
Vaughn with the carry.
Going to pick up 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line.
Now, watch Barksdale in there when he's handing it. See, there wasn't quite possession. Good handoff there. Now, this is a key down here, and it looks like Davis is going to time it out.
Last few seconds of the 3rd, and we have played 3, and it has been a doozy of a 3.
And that's the end of the
35-21. Inderkum holding on, but
heading to the final 12
Davis
minutes.
banging on the door. We'll be right back.
The score is Inderkum 35, Davis 21.
Every time you purchase a fishing license or register your boat, you're helping to preserve our nation's coastlines, lakes, rivers, and streams, protecting memories for generations to come. Learn how your participation in boating and fishing can help the environment at takemefishing.org/conservation.
Well, Davis is switching ends of the field. They're deep in the red zone. 3rd and goal from the 8. After being a virtual stranger in the first half, Vaughn now 12 carries for 71. And we haven't seen this formation yet. Motion down the line, Chambers. Carroll fires out there, broken up. Now the moment of decision on 4th down. What will the Davis Brain Trust come up with here?
Well, let's credit Lemons with a great save, Will. I'll tell you, he stretched it out. Safety, Amit Lemons made a super play there with that diving effort.
So it brings up a 4th down, and we'll see what Coach Smite comes up with here. They go for it. Carroll to the end zone.
Almost was picked.
Incomplete. Off target. And the drive fizzles deep in the Tiger red zone. Now what? Is this another penalty call? My.
You got pass interference on the defense.
Is that penalty 8 or 9 against the Tigers? Wow.
They have almost reached double figures. We'll see another look. They're isolating number 20 here.
The 5-yard penalty.
Well, we didn't really see what happened on that. Joey Asta, the tight end, was the intended receiver. So here they go. 4th down. Carroll fires, end zone. Nothing doing. They're turned away. And good secondary play from Michael People in the passing lane. Ball goes over.
Once again, folks, we'd like to thank Scorebook Live, the official digital content partner of the CIF, and your destination for following all of your favorite teams and players.
Well, that's a great defensive stand by the Tigers here.
Live play-by-play and more.
They slam the door, but inherit the football in the danger zone at their own 5.
Infraction. Player exited the field. Off the end line. Half the distance to the goal. Still first down.
Penalty on the Tigers.
1st and 13 now as they move the ball to the 2.5-yard line. Oh my goodness.
Half the distance to the goal in place there.
Well, this epidemic of penalties here has disrupted the flow of the game. Let's see if the Tigers can overcome here. Even though they're in the danger zone, this spot on the field, those quick openers can often go for 95.
Oh, yeah. They can break a big play here. Quarterback sneak is still open. They're blitzing Brooks.
Well, Terry wants a timeout.
Timeout, Tigers.
And it's granted. It comes at the 11:46, just seconds into the 4th quarter. We'll step back ourselves for a short one and come right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Compulsive eating affects millions of people worldwide. These are just some of the symptoms. If you feel powerless over food and unable to control the way you eat, you're not alone. Overeaters Anonymous can help. We provide an effective program and the support you need to stop compulsive eating. For more information about Overeaters Anonymous, visit our website at oa.org.
Working almost from their end zone, the Tigers slam it out and get some field position to the 10-yard line or so on a 1st and 12 play. They're still short, but at least not huddling in their end zone.
By Willie Hardy Jr. Get the Tigers back in a good shape.
So J.J. Ray back into the huddle after a brief conference at the sideline. Tigers break their huddle. Clock rolling at the 11:15, early 4th. He's running, flushed, and blasted. That is a sack. And the big man made his presence known. Christian Licknen, number 75, and Mr. Brooks, 44.
Loss of a couple on the play for the Tigers. Bring up 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8 upcoming. Football at the Inderkum 4. Again, Ray motors from the sideline back to the huddle area. They would really like to make something happen here, or they're going to have to punt from the back of the end zone. He rolls, keeps, and is bear hugged by Joey Asta near the 10.
Well, he's got room to punt now.
Well, that was an important stop right there.
5 for the Tigers.
The Tigers got a stop and prevented a touchdown inside the 5, but unable to move the football.
Back to receive the punt.
Boy, Davis is coming with the whole whirl.
Single safety, shallow at the Inderkum 35. Line drive punt, 1 bounce, and they let it roll, and Chambers just gave up 10 yards of field position. Now, this is a little bit of a debate here. The Tigers feel they should have the football. Well, 39 yards on the punt. Do you have the idea that
Davis will take over just inside
the officials are
at the 48-yard line
under fire here?
Well, both benches are on him. Coach Stark and his group, and the official on the other side is getting the same out of Davis.
First down, Vaughn cuts. Boy, oh boy, that was 5 yards in 1 step, it looked like.
Well, I'm impressed with his.
Run.
I'm so impressed with his hard running, but he's got a little more speed than I thought. I knew he could run solid inside, north-south, vertically, but I'm impressed the way he can bounce with acceleration. I really am, and of course we know he is tough after contact.
And his cuts are excellent. Hand off to Vaughn, tries to get outside and does. Back to the inside, first down. Blue Devils inside the Tiger 35. Vaughn. Boy, that was a quick change of direction right there.
Yes, he does. Like I said, he's got great feet. Certainly, I'm sure the colleges are looking at him because he's not just a big guy that comes at you.
From the 35, turn and give it to him. Look at that. There was nowhere to go, and he got 5.
Right now, the Tigers have better start tackling him because I'm not taking anything away from the Davis line, but let me tell you, the holes aren't big. He's just running hard. Really.
Boy, oh boy, look at that double cut right there. Well, he is a special runner, and all what we heard coming into this is he has lived up to it beautifully. Clock rolling, 8:40 to go in the ball game. Davis needs to make up a couple touchdowns. Turn and give to Vaughn. It's just extraordinary.
Well, they're going to need more than 1 or 2 guys going on the ball there. They're going to need better team pursuit. He's moving the chains, and meanwhile the clock is ticking away. And watch this young man running hard, Vaughn.
Look at that.
Wow.
Stopped on a dime and darted through there to get the first down.
Well, he spins. He's got a lot of moves, and he's an outstanding power runner.
1st and 10 at the Inderkum 23. Here he is again. Slices through a hole and gets dropped. That's the shortest gain he's had. He's been running the football a lot. He had one sequence of 4 straight carries, and maybe that was 4 straight.
He reminds me of a runner that used to run for Del Campo, similar style. Very much. The style is almost very, very similar.
Is there a name to go with that?
Yes,
As if I didn't know? Yes.
Named Ryan Domino. Their styles are very similar. Would you say, Will?
I would indeed. I was waiting for you to say it, but it sure looks like it to me. That's great company he's in. Brooks down the line, and Carroll to throw. He's got a man to the corner. Dropped. Oh, boy.
Wow.
Chambers.
Wow.
That play fake froze the Tigers. Tough luck. 2nd and 8. Nice call. Tough luck. The last time Davis was down here, they got shut down inside the 5. Big pressure. He winds up and fires. What a valiant diving try in the corner.
Well, he was way out of bounds, and I'll tell you, Carroll was under heavy, heavy pressure there. Or was it Barksdale making that call? Heavy pressure.
Barksdale with the dive. And that was never say die effort right there. Boy.
Well, I don't see any field goal team on the field, so you know they're going for it. And right now, you don't worry about the TD. You've got to get a first down, and they need a good 7-8 yards to move the chains.
So they dispatch Asta and Chambers wide to the right.
Well, they got them outnumbered on the wide side of the field.
He looks out there, fires over the middle, a bullet, but I think he's going to be shy of the first if he caught that. And evidently a reception, but now Terry Lockett scampers over to where the ball is, and they may have to measure for this.
He got a pretty good spot. He got a pretty good spot.
Tigers looking tired on defense right now.
They are. It appears to be possibly 6 inches short, but the spot favored Davis. Let's look at it.
I don't know. His progress might have been to the 14-yard line.
Well, I think he got to the 14.5 if he spots it right.
Joey Asta with the grab, and they're going to pull the chain. Let's see where it goes. He's short by a little bit.
Well, that's too bad because Vaughn led that series. He's got 97 yards and 17 carries. Tough yardage by Vaughn, the big running back. Very, very impressive. Taylor Vaughn. And I'm sure you haven't heard the last of him. Outstanding, outstanding running back.
Well, that is certainly a legitimate one half of the Thunder and Lightning tandem. Haven't seen the Lightning tonight.
I haven't seen Lightning. I don't know if he's available.
Here's his power sweep to the right, and there's defenders everywhere. Wow, that was...
And we have a flag, and what bothered me is the flag almost took the second flag now.
Unsportsman on somebody.
Well, the first flag looked like was thrown before contact.
If you're hungry after the game, head on over to Applebee's with half-price appetizers, including boneless wings, chicken quesadillas, mozzarella sticks, and my personal favorite, spinach and artichoke dip. Applebee's is open every day from 3 to 6. Offering these half-price appetizers.
We got multiple fouls on the play. We have holding on the offense. We have a personal foul horse collar on the defense. By rule, those fouls offset will replay first down.
Well, Davis hasn't had many penalties tonight. I know that. They've had a pretty clean game.
2 or 3 maybe.
Yeah, where quite frankly, the Tigers are in the double digits here, and they need a long drive here to get a little insurance on the scoreboard, really, Will. I don't think they feel safe with a 14-point lead here.
No, and coming down the stretch of the regular season against Antelope, Yuba City, and Roseville, the defense really rescued them, and they're doing it right now. The last 2 times Davis has had the football, their drives have fizzled at the 5 and at the 14-yard line. Tough D.
Yes, D has carried them. Everybody talks about how many points they score and whatnot, but coming down a stretch against good football teams, their D did carry him correctly. And playing those 3 coming down the wire, coming into this contest, helped them a great deal, as Coach Stark told us about early in the week.
And I'm very happy to see Tyus able to return to action after there was some doubt about his injury.
Right now, Inderkum is having to get some tough yards in there. Meanwhile, the clock ticking away, under 6 minutes to play now.
Willie Hardy with that carry.
Hardy with a big night, along with Sparrow. They're using that clock now. They've got to be careful with it. They don't get a 5-yard penalty here. That's a little long to call this play. We got to watch the warning by the back judge here now, because he could be hurting them.
A big 3rd down, 3rd and 5. They run left with Dino Watson, and he's going to get that first down. Big speed.
But like you said, he can toe that sideline.
Great first there from number 7.
Watson has come through in a clutch.
Tremendous balance.
In the clutch, he's moved the chains on numerous 3rd and longs, Will, tonight.
15 yards on that carry. He's having himself a good ball game with not a lot of carries, but they've all been productive.
Well, we talked early in the week about these 3 running backs balanced, that they would all be in key roles tonight.
1st and 10 Tigers football at the Inderkum 35.
Well, the Davis defense has to do something here. They can't just sit in that 3- and 4-man front. I'm sure you're going to see 1 or 2 backers blitzing almost every down to see if they can stop the Tigers and from moving the chains. We're down into the 4.5 level, and they're not worried about scoring a touchdown. All that Coach Stark wants to do is move the chains and move the clock.
Well, they're moving the clock. It's rolling at 4:15, and the light's dimming on Davis right now, unless they can make a defensive play right now in this series.
Yes, they're using it all. They certainly are using that play clock to the limit. Watching that back judge now. Let's see, he hasn't given his chopping motion into the 5 seconds. Starting it now. 3 seconds to go.
Up the middle, big speed, watch out. And a stop and go move gets an extra 5 to the Davis 30, and that was some motoring by Sparrow.
Well, what a run by a Sparrow. What a clutch run. And I'll tell you now, yes.
Another look at Aaron Espero.
Watch the effort on his part. No room on the sideline.
3.5 minutes left on the clock.
Using his weapons. Change of pace. Stays in bounds. Wow.
31 yards on that scamper. 1st and 10. 3:20 to go. Clock rolling.
That's to your left for Inderkum fans. To your right for Davis.
Football parked at the Davis 32-yard line, and the Tigers in control.
in control despite those Blackberries.
We have 3 on the play for the Tigers. Bring up 2nd and 7. And a shout out for Gatorade, a CIF.
Espero now,
and partner,
142 yards rushing,
Gatorade Thirst Quencher, the proven sports
taking advantage of some huge holes.
Sac-Joaquin Section Football Championship.
Second and 7, milking the clock at 2:20.
Hand up inside, flag on the play.
The 2 red zone stands were the key plays here in the second half.
Once again, East Bay is the official athletic retail partner of the CIF and is dedicated to serving every athlete with our vast collection of top-notch athletic gear.
And a host of clutch plays
women's and kids sizes. Everyone
and players here
less time searching and more time on the field
on
and
both
the gym.
sides.
Head to eastbay.com today to find the perfect gear.
So J.J. Ray halfway to the sideline.
Got illegal formation on the offense. Player never came inside the 9-yard tick marks. By rule, that's illegal formation. It's a 5-yard penalty. We'll replay second down.
Terry Lockett knows that rule book. Willie Hardy has run for 126-85 on one play. That was the biggest play of the second half for Inderkum. They were floundering right there, had just been scored upon again, and it was 21-14 at the time. So
that was huge.
Terry Stark's ball club has produced in clutch play by many players.
Hell, they may have over 300 yards on the ground.
I wouldn't be surprised about that, the way these guys have been running tonight.
If you put those 2 with Watson,
they have probably close to 3 100-yard rushers tonight. Watson might be a little short, but he's had the fewest carries, hasn't he?
Looked like the call was
correct.
False start on the Tigers.
False start on a punter. I'm scratching my head, Coach.
Well, it just goes on and on and on. Why are all these violations occurring in the 11th football game in the playoffs?
From 9 to midnight. Bonus wing.
I do not have an answer for that one.
You know, this has to be the most heavily penalized ball game that Inderkum has played in.
Chicken wonton nachos available. Thank you, Applebee's, for all of your support for Inderkum football. Also like to thank Zenith, a proud partner of the CIF. Designed for the committed athlete, Zenith gear enables the athletes to pursuit with advanced fit, feel, style, and an innovative approach to safety and technology. Zenith, XENITH.com.
Well, Terry Lockett has been way busy in the penalty announcement department, but the fact is Inderkum's run for 357 tonight. Willie Hardy, Espero, and of course, Dino Watson. That is a terrible trio right there.
Well, it is, let me tell you. And we said they run the football, and I tell you something, and all 3 are capable, and they got a couple of backups that are pretty good. They're banged up, and they're keeping them playing on one way. And, of course, one in particular tonight, Tyus, is just being used on defense. And
he got the interception.
Yes.
That's the only turnover of the night, isn't it?
That's it.
Clean. Well, Terry Lockett and his crew,
All right,
who
so
we
after some discussion,
saw
looks like
last
Davis
week as
accepted
well
the
in our
false start penalty
telecast.
on the
There's
Tigers.
Terry Stark
It'll be 2nd and
wanting that
12.
last 2:23 to elapse in about 23 seconds. But he'll have to wait for the duration. However, the 14-point cushion is probably reassuring. 2nd and 12 for the Tigers, trying to finish off a couple of minutes here to reach the semifinals. Turn and give, a time-consuming short yardage blast. Willie, that 85-yard run was the key play that really got them off the hook. So timeout taken, Terry Stark out onto the field, feeling pretty good about down and distance and score right now. I can't read that, Coach. But certainly these fans can definitely read what's going on in that Tiger huddle. I do not see any players distressed or heavily stressed out in any way. 35-21. In case you just tuned in, Inderkum has held its own here at home and not far off from securing a ticket to the semifinals. Well, Coach Steve Smythe and the Davis Blue Devils on the verge of calling it a complete season, but what a season it was. Well, in a wild game that statistics can be misled, Rob Bimpson, our ace statistician, has passed a note along that Inderkum recorded
Yeah, but it's a 25-second play clock.
0 yards passing in this second half. Keep it on the ground. Well, Terry Lockett, it's clear to me, is grown tired of criticism and
Like a delay game on the Tigers.
needed to
It'll be 3rd and
explain
long.
his actions there.
Big 3rd down for the Tigers.
3rd down, roll, run, and Ray dropped
JJ Ray with a huge run.
near the 10.
Inside the Davis 10-yard line. 1st down, Tigers.
What a key run by the veteran, in charge of this ball club for almost 3 years, Will.
So much so that he had to point that he got a 1st down, and here's another look.
Here he is, JJ, rolling out, coming right to the sideline here, turning up the corner, making a move and almost getting in there, going out of bounds and moving the chains.
28 yards on the keeper. Donovan Garvin with the tackle. All academic. 1:46 left in this one. Football parked at the Davis 10. There's Brooks and company. What a season they have had.
Well, they, on this drive, when they had to move the chains, unofficially, I believe they took over down here with about 7 and change, almost 8 minutes on the clock. 7:08. And they have dominated and held the football.
Well, we've got a stoppage and a timeout taken by Terry Stark and the Tigers. It comes at 1:46. And a tired group of Davis Blue Devil defenders slowly making their way toward their sideline in this timeout. Valiant effort and certainly some key situations that'll be the ones talked about that turned the game the way it was.
Well, I think the key right now is Coach Stark is not worried about scoring another touchdown. All he wants to do is move the clock, get the game over, and avoid injury. That's the key.
Well, that's quite a statement to hear that Terry is not concerned about scoring touchdowns. I know that's always been his favorite pastime.
That's the experience Terry Stark.
That's right. We want touchdowns, you see. Okay, here's the play. Oh, this is going to go toward the corner. Touchdown, Tigers. And Willie Hardy turns the corner, takes it to the flag, and scores 6 more. I guess we'll call that insurance.
Well, it is, but that shows you that the big guy can not only run inside, but he has enough speed to turn the corner.
Well, Berger on for the PAT. He's had a field day, and it's a bobble and a desperation to the end zone. Oh my goodness, did he get in? He sure did. That's good for 2 on an emergency play, and who comes up with it? Willie Hardy.
Willie Hardy. Now we have a flag.
Well, let's take a look at this touchdown where he got in on the long run to the corner. Broken tackle there.
Well, that was a nice run. He lowered his shoulder.
Face mask was the infraction. 1:38 left in this one, and the score stretches now to 43-21. Willie Hardy and company have distinguished themselves with clutch performances this evening against a quality ball club, and certainly a trip to the semifinals makes it all worth it.
Well,
there's little confusion on who's supposed to be on the field here for Inderkum, but
well, we wonder what's going on up in Oak Ridge.
well, have we had an update?
Well, I like an update because the winner of this football game could be going there.
1:38 to go, and Inderkum has sealed a victory, but alas, another whistle will stop play. Offsides on the kickoff?
Yep.
Offsides on the kick for Inderkum.
13 penalties against the Inderkum Tigers this evening. 13 penalties.
5-yard penalty.
And they lead it 43-21. Barksdale, heck of a ball player there. It's Davis squad. A lot of star power on it. Kickoff is short. Wow, what a juke move there. Barksdale turned the corner and dropped.
That's a turn from number 18, Barksdale. Brought down by number 20, Jamal Diggs.
Insignificant as far as the outcome is concerned, but that was a heck of a run back right there, and that juke move to the inside, then bounce outside was a beauty. So Davis will have their hands on the football one more time. 1:28 left. Down 22 after having pulled within 7 on 2 occasions. Timeout, Inderkum.
I didn't think Inderkum had any timeouts left.
Well, Terry must have pulled an extra one out of his pocket. Well, I guess it's a mere formality at this point, but reason for that timeout. I couldn't even imagine. It's been a lovely evening here in North Natomas on a crisp, chilly evening, but some hot football. We saw some star power tonight.
Well, we did. Really, Davis hung in there, and certainly.
Well, scores from around the area and a couple of schools in Elk Grove have been representing tonight. Elk Grove and Monterey Trail will keep you in suspense until the post game, but those are stories right there.
Well, they certainly are.
So Barksdale in the ball game, a quarterback here with 1:28 to go. Or is that Carroll? It's Carroll. He fires sideline to Barksdale. It's picked off, underthrown again, and that is Dino Watson showing how he can dance. Ooh wee.
Well, right now, yeah, Dino's happy. Dino's happy. He's going to the dance, and I'll tell you what, it's knee time.
Well, he was happy about making that interception, and as you pointed out, two-way standouts carry a lot of weight, and that trio of running backs did the job tonight.
Well, they did. When you get well over 300 yards between the three of you. Delay of game. Well,
on the defense.
You know what?
The 5-yard penalty will be first down.
Dino Watson doesn't worry about that. That was a treasure pick for him, and I don't think Coach Stark is too upset either.
I don't either, and as a matter of fact, had he gone a little further, he would have outdone somebody we saw from Sac High a few years ago.
Yes, I recall. He went the distance, and the boys are starting to pre-shake hands because the clock is running. We're going to see 2 knee downs here.
Well, this was a hard-fought game, as we knew it would be. I'm quite sure both clubs have lots of respect for the other. There's Terry Stark showing some smile. Terry.
Yep, you don't hold it back. Let it go.
Let it go.
Yes, let it go.
Well, the fruits of victory, the thrill of victory, and it's been a whale of a ball game this evening at Inderkum High School in this Division I quarterfinal round game, and we saw a lot tonight.
Well, when Davis showed a lot of heart and energy. There you see Coach Smite meeting coaches. The coaches are meshing. The players are meeting. A good show of sportsmanship.
Very good show.
A great year for Davis. Coach Smite has turned that program around. He finished 10-2 for the year, losing 2 tough games. This one and Elk Grove.
And something he made a solid point to ensure when we spoke earlier in the week, the sportsmanship factor and the honor on his ball club. You can see that these are genuine congratulations here issued by the Davis players to the Inderkum players.
Yeah.
And we don't always see that. No, that team is intact.
Without a question.
We coming for the ring. We coming for the top. We coming.
Here's one of the great former linemen from the Tigers who played for Boise State.
We've had a humdinger here tonight on the Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Color, pageantry, thrills, excitement, and penalties. Don't wander off, because we're going to come back and complete our presentation with a spicy post-game segment. We'll have interviews with our players of the game, probably the winning coach might even get another smile out of Terry Stark. So stand by and stay with us. We'll be right back.
Good one, son.
Last summer, my new dad took me on vacation. First, we went deep sea fishing.
Wow! I'm so proud of you, son.
And then we went on Thunder Shark.
That was awesome! Let's go again!
3 times. I gotta say, it was pretty cool.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Oh, not again.
There's a quiet battle happening on our streets. Pedestrians are acting indestructible. And drivers act like they own the road. They're both wrong. Be aware, be alert. Pedestrians don't have armor. A message from the California Office of Traffic Safety.
Every time you purchase a fishing license or register your boat, you're helping to preserve our nation's coastlines, lakes, rivers, and streams, protecting memories for generations to come. Learn how your participation in boating and fishing can help the environment at takemefishing.org/conservation.
The verdict is in, and the decision is final this evening in North Natomas here at Inderkum High School, where tonight in a Division I quarterfinal round game, we were treated to some terrific play with a ton of star power. In the end, however, too much Inderkum speed, and they prevailed by a count of 43-21. Coach Domino, it was a treat to see this ball club again, and for the first time, a real treat to see Davis.
Yes, it was. It's been a long, long time since we've seen Davis, and actually a long time since Davis has experienced a playoff game. And so congrats to Coach Smite, Steve Smite, and his staff doing a tremendous job this year to get here, winning their opening round against Grigori, and then coming over here to represent the Delta versus the CVC. And, you know, they play for your coaches, your teams, your parents, etc., but they also play for the pride of the league, and that's very important. And Davis certainly represented the Delta this year, doing a great job. And once again, Coach Stark is now 11-0, having gone through the CVC, finishing strong against some tough opponents in Yuba City and Roseville and River Valley, coming down a stretch, and Antelope. And like he said, his ball club had to grow up in a hurry, and they did. And as mentioned earlier in the week, he felt they're much stronger physically, despite having a couple of key players injured, than they were back about 4 weeks back. And tonight, they showed where they could dominate that run game with 300-plus yards, almost 400. And then the biggest thing is they dominated the last 7 minutes of this football game by holding it on, not giving Davis an opportunity to get back in the game.
And most indicative of that was their 2 stops deep in the red zone, one at the 5-yard line and then another at the 14-yard line. Those were 2 potential touchdowns.
Yes.
And the defense really came up big as you said earlier, the highly heralded offense generally gets the headlines, gets the attention, but their defensive unit the last 4 games has come up big.
Well, exactly, and I can tell you this, that they have a couple of two-way players. Hardy and Espero are a great running back, but they're also great defensive players. And then when you get Tyus coming in here after a long layoff, along with Michael People, they're 2 of the top linebackers in that CVC. So give the defense credit. And then Watson coming in there and helping that secondary in the end, where they put 5 gifted athletes in that end zone playing, almost looked like they were playing a combination nickel and dime, and come up with a key pick when it counted. And as you mentioned, key stops where they limited no points. And of course, the Blue Devils were in a position where a field goal almost was meaningless. They had to score 7.
They did. They were playing catch-up all night. They fell behind 21-0, closed to 21-14. They had the heart and the fire and the comeback ability, and that's what I heard about them and what the impressions I got when I spoke to their coaching staff. So there was nothing overrated about that ball club, nor was there anything overrated about Inderkum coming into this game tonight. We've got some stats compiled by Rob Bimson, as usual, an expert job. And when we have a chance to crunch those for you, you'll see some revealing numbers that had, that told the story just about as good as you could tell it. We've got the hard copy up here. Yeah, we haven't received them yet at all. And Lauren looks like she might be ready. Okay, we still got a lot of people milling around on a victorious night for the host Inderkum Tigers. We're going to shift our attention down to field level and pick up our buddy, Lauren Goodman. What you got, Goody?
Well, I got another full load down here, 2 for Davis and 2 for the Inderkum Tigers. First starting for the Davis Blue Devils, I'm going to start here with Tyler Vaughn. Hey, you were running really hard out there. Talk to me about what you were trying to focus on to keep you going, to keep those legs moving out there.
I'm just trying to get any crease I can. Whatever the defense gives me, I'm trying to make those plays, I'm just trying to be the best player I can for my team, trying to make us in good positions to get those plays down, to get those touchdowns, and obviously I wasn't able to go out there and compete to the best of my ability today, but, I'm so proud of my team, so proud of what we accomplished this year, and I can't wait to just keep on trying to get better, just keep on trying to grind.
As a running back, talk to me about your line. You had amazing size. They were creating some gaps for me. Talk to me about what they were doing and helping you get into some of those gaps.
My line, they do everything for me. I wouldn't be anything without my line. I always tell them that, I appreciate everything that they do for me. They were just making outstanding blocks. Jared, Patton, all of them. Zach sometimes on the end would just get the outside shoulder so I could just get that little crease on the edge. Everything that they do for me, I just appreciate, and I'll never forget these guys. I'll never forget this game. I love my guys. I love everything that they do for me.
Can you go into a little bit more depth? I saw your team talking and huddling. You guys are really close, had a magnificent season until this point. Can you just talk to me about your guys and your team and how special you were this year?
These guys, since January, we've been grinding 0 period. We just been working, kept on working. These are family. These are the boys I'm never going to forget about. It's just hard to say that this is the last game that I'm ever going to play with them. But I know that next year they're just going to keep on grinding, keep on getting better. And I know that they're going to be in the same position next year.
Well, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with me. Great game tonight and being our player of the game. Now, for the receiver of the crew, you had some big plays out there tonight. Talk to me about your routes you were kind of running and how you were getting open so easily.
The defense, they were on me pretty hard. I really got to work hard out there to get open. I got to hand it to my linemen making those blocks for my quarterback to get the ball off in time. I got to hand to Luke Carroll getting that ball out when he could. He took a lot of shots, and I got to hand it to him. But we've been practicing very hard throughout the offseason, getting that timing right, and it paid off.
Can you talk to me a little bit about your team? You guys made a run in that second half. You were a big part of that. What were you guys kind of saying to each other, and how were you guys kind of trying to lock in to get back in this ball game?
Well, we always thought of ourselves as a second half team, so we kind of had some momentum coming to that second half, and we just played Blue Devil football. We just pounded it. It came up short, but I got to hand it to everyone out there. We balled our hearts out. So,
can you tell me something special about this Blue Devil team that maybe everybody out here watching may not know?
Well, we've been playing together. I've been playing with some of those guys for about 8 years now, so we got that chemistry. So we just bonded over those years, so it really kind of paid out. We cried, we bled together, won together. And it's sad to see it come to an end, but grateful for the time.
I am. You guys had an amazing season this year. So proud of what you guys have done.
Thank you very much.
Well, I'm gonna have my Inderkum guys step in. Thank you so much, Payne. And it was a tandem. It was a tandem tonight, going both ways. Let me start with Willie. You came out, big run, super aggressive. Now I got to watch you a couple times. Now you're the stiff arm king. How do you get so good at getting those stiff arms, kind of getting those guys off you and keep running?
Weight room. Starting the weight room. Every morning we in there. Every morning, 7 a.m.
Now, you do some things that a lot of running backs and halfbacks don't like to do. You like to block. You actually got some good blocks open available for Aaron. Can you talk to me about what you kind of try to focus on to get those blocks when the plays aren't for you?
I'm a team player. I'm trying to do anything to make my team win. Anything.
Now, tonight, you guys seem like you guys were having a lot of fun, especially you and Aaron kind of leading that vocal leadership. How much fun were you having out there playing on the field tonight, kind of getting this out after you guys got to sit on the first week?
Man, I had a lot of fun. Playoff game, we came a lot of intensity. We had good practice during the week, so it came out on the field.
Now, you are the high-energy guy. You love to have fun out there. Tell me what's your focus after this game for your team going forward?
We're trying to get better. We're just getting better every week. That's it. That's my main focus, trying to get better. That's it.
Thank you so much, Willie. You were out there balling tonight. Now, on the other side, Aaron, you were both of you guys tonight were kind of doing it on the offense and the defensive side. What sparked you to get going tonight?
Man, just my teammates, fighting for my teammates our senior year, so we don't want it to be our last game.
Now, I know you guys had that first week off. Talk to me about your teammates and maybe your coaches, how they were kind of getting you guys ready for this week, knowing you had the tough battle against Davis.
Yeah, I mean, we just took that week to really get rested up, focus on our main key, and it really helped us against Davis this week.
Can you tell me something maybe that everybody doesn't know about the Inderkum Tigers, or maybe what they're sleeping on about the Inderkum Tigers that you guys know that you have in your back pocket?
We work hard. We work hard. That's it. That's our secret. We work hard.
Sounds good, Aaron. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me. I had Coach Stark here. He still got the game-winning football coach. How'd you feel about your team's performance tonight?
We played extremely hard and tough, and that's what we wanted. That's what we've been fighting for, ever since we got here at Inderkum, to improve every week and be the physical team, pound on people.
Can you talk to me about those two guys I just had with me? Sparrow came out with a lot of energy. Hardy kind of doing what he normally does for you. But can you talk to me about how special they were tonight and how they kind of kept you guys going?
Oh, yeah, the ground game kept us going, and it sets up JJ for his plays. Aaron's finally healthy again. I mean, early in the year, he was playing on pretty much a broken ankle, and it's healed up, and you saw the spin moves and the jukes and the cuts. And I mean, that's Aaron the last 3 years. And then Willie, this is his first year playing fullback, being in the backfield. He was a wideout for us, and we didn't have a fullback, so we gave him a shot. And first day in practice, he took that job, and he's just starting to become a very good runner.
Coach, you played a really good team in Davis. They kind of responded. How did you feel about your team taking on that adversity, and how do you feel they responded to Davis's performance?
We did respond, and they cut it close 2 or 3 times, and we just fought. We had some defensive stands and stopped them down there, and then our O-line took over and popped some big ones and gave us the lead. And when you play with the lead, you can be more aggressive and on the things you do on both sides of the ball. So. We responded really well tonight.
Coach, your team played lights out coming off the bye, but how do you feel taking some takeaways from this game to build on your next game in this playoff run?
Same thing. Everything we do, we try to be as fast as we can at. We practice fast. Our reps are fast. We get out of the huddle fast. We swarm on defense fast. And all the little things need to improve, the techniques and at every position and reading our keys and get better at that every single week and play with energy.
Well, it sounds like you got a recipe for disaster, Coach. Thank you for spending a little time with me. Will.
Thank you.
Thanks, Goody. Nice job with the
players of the game, multiple guests, and certainly they were well-deserved honors. Those guys had terrific games, and Davis has nothing to be sad about except that their season is over. They gave a great account of themselves and gave the city of Davis something very prideful to lean on this season.
Exactly right, Will, and they should be proud of that ball club and how they've turned the corner. It sounds like a lower level is making big improvement, because when you turn that corner, you turn it on all levels.
On all levels, that's the key.
On all levels. So
well, let's take a look at our final stats compiled by Rob Bimson, crunching accurate numbers as usual, and there's the spread.
Well, there you have the rushing yardage is huge here, almost 400 yards for Inderkum, 132, and the majority of that 132 came from that big running back, Vaughn, and Taylor Vaughn is certainly everything we thought he'd be coming in here tonight. Total offense, 5'11", 341, first down 17-12, penalties, of course, Inderkum was hurt big time by too many penalties. Certainly, they've got to cut that back if they're going to continue to win. They've got to get their penalties cut back. And I'm not counting those that they weren't worried about there toward the end of the ball game. Turnovers, 3 that certainly hurt Davis. None for Inderkum. Turnover free. Time of possession, vastly different, 17-25. So there you have it. Once again, most of the yardage that Davis had accumulated was in that third quarter when they scored 14, and we had quite excitement there when both teams scoring 14 points in the third quarter, and we had only a 7-point difference in this contest. And then in the fourth quarter, when it really counted, that defense came through making 2 great stops down in that red zone area and came away with a pick. And then, of course, when the Tigers had to dominate the clock in the end and keep the football and manage the clock, they did so, coming down the wire. So we had a great football game, 2 outstanding coaches and their staffs, and 2 outstanding teams.
Well, I have to agree with everything you've said there, and we had a feeling it would be quality of that nature coming into this week.
Well, I'm so glad we selected this football game, and both those teams were very worthy of it, Will.
They were indeed. Well, let's look at the stats, and as usual, we have something good for you coming up next week. The Sac-Joaquin Section playoffs continue, as you might imagine, and we move to the semifinal round. And we've got some ideas on that, but I don't think we'll leak it quite yet. Not all the results are in, but Coach Domino, boy, there's some tough teams still out there.
Oh, yes, and all the divisions, once you get to the third round, you've got a lot of good football teams, and certainly Division I, Division II are all there, as well as Division III, and it's going to be interesting as the night ensues when we pick up all our scores and get to know where we're going next week.
Well, that's the way it shakes out this evening on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week in a Division I quarterfinal round brawl. The undefeated Inderkum Tigers remain undefeated with a convincing 43-21 victory over the gallant and excellent Davis Blue Devils. So we say goodnight, but not before we pay proper appreciation to Inderkum High School and all the courtesies presented by Athletic Director Matt Hinton. And a special thanks to Game Director Nick Dunn, the Imperator of Analysis Jim Domino, and our pal forever, Lauren Goodman. My name is Will James. We thank you for joining us with this telecast, and as always, we look forward to the next occasion when we can cross your path. So long, everyone.
program from Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week is available for purchase on DVD. For more information, call Access Sacramento 916-456-8600, extension 0. This has been a Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast from Access Sacramento. Major underwriting support this season for Hometown Sports Game of the Week on Access Sacramento is provided by the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission. Access Sacramento also thanks Sharif Jewelers, fine jewelers since 1932. Sharif Jewelers, a longtime sponsor of community television. And Folsom Lake Honda, a proud sponsor of Access Sacramento's Hometown TV and Game of the Week, and a partner in our community, Folsom Lake Honda.